Welcome to another episode of The Flank. Today, we got a new co-host joining us. It is Ben J. Nassim. Everybody welcome him back. He will be joining us once again, full time. And then, of course, we're also joined by the 20-time, the 2-time world champion, a staple, Mr. Patrick Price, and another world champion, another multi-champion, Mr. Christopher Duarte. As always, man, it's an absolute pleasure. Ben, welcome back, man. Hey, why don't you explain to everybody kind of what's going on? Everybody here live on Twitch.
Let me take off the unserious glasses.
What kind of glasses, Ben? Take those fucking glasses off, Ben.
The stunner Kanye shades.
Take the glasses off, man. What are you doing?
I won those mini golfing. Anyway, super excited. Full-time content. Actually, today was my last day at my current job. So big jump on my end, and I'm going to be streaming full-time, creating content. So you're going to be seeing me put out a lot of CDL content to start. I'm going to do some interviews, analysis, gameplay breakdown, rants. It'll be all there on YouTube, so check it out.
Yeah, Ben's going to be going full-time content, ladies and gentlemen, and he will be joining us on the flank full-time. You guys know in the past we've had some problems on whether or not we can have him on the show or not. And, you know, we were working on it and trying to figure out a fix, and it was ultimately Ben's decision on kind of what he wanted to do, and he just really wanted to do the flank, man. I guess he just loves coming on. He gave me a call one day, and he wanted to come back, and I said, no more. Ben, you also had mentioned that you don't like some of the takes that you've been hearing on the show.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of claims from Pat and Chris over the last couple of episodes, and I'm coming on here to set a few things straight. So I'm excited to dive into some wacky gameplay today for sure.
Pat,
I think the
problem
with that take is Ben hasn't adopted the philosophy. We're not wrong here. We're just a little bit early, and it takes some time to play out.
A little bit early, okay.
Just like, look, Seattle Surge. Hey, they gonna win a match? They gonna win a match? Can someone tell me? I called it. Bro,
winning an event might be a curse, bro.
Yeah, it might be. I feel like everybody who wins an event, man, something happens. It's almost like they just lose all their talent the next day. It's like maybe complacency or something like that. But yeah, I don't know, Ben. It's awesome to have you back, man. We're all super excited to have you on the show, and it seems like the chat is loving it as well. And you know, a lot of people, Ben, when you were on the show initially, everybody said, "Get this guy out of here." And then when you left, they all missed you, Ben. They didn't know what they had until you were gone. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Ben J. Nassim. So it's good to have you back, man. And we're gonna be doing the shows with 4 people from now on, man. And I think it's gonna be great, man. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to get into it today. So of course, we had a lot of COD to watch today. Ben, you gonna be hitting a putt for us at the end of the show or what?
Well, you see, Tom, with this new camera angle, I don't gotta change the camera. I can just pull up and hit a putt right here, and we're good to go.
Okay, well, hold on. You got a new camera, new microphone, new everything. Like you.
No, it's the same camera, new microphone.
Oh, okay.
And I moved my desk. My desk is dusty.
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah, we saw.
I was moving shit around in my apartment, and yeah. So.
Well, I like that, Mr. Ben J. Nassim, man. I like that, man. And now that everything is announced, and you guys saw who the 4th co-host is, be honest with me right now, everybody in the chat. Did you guys see this coming? Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. Every time I asked who you guys thought it was, I rarely saw Ben's. Rarely. It was always just like everybody was saying Enable, Asom, Donnie. Nobody was saying Ben. Nobody. So it was cool to keep it a surprise and kind of keep it on the low, man. I was a little worried that it might have got leaked somewhere, but I didn't tell anybody. So.
If anyone's gonna leak it, you were gonna leak it, though. To be fair.
I mean, me, but I didn't.
You did leak it.
But yeah, well, kinda. I mean, for some reason the scene messed up after we came back. I don't know what the hell happened, but I don't know. Something must have happened. But whatever. It's the principle of it. It doesn't matter. Ben's back, and we're gonna get into the show, man. So let's just hop right into it, man. We had 3 matches today. We're kicking things off, man. We got Gavitu Hardpoint, Boat Cage S&D, Berlin Control, Tuscan Hardpoint, Tuscan S&D. We got Atlanta Faze going up against the London Royal Ravens. Felt like the Faze boys, they came out flat today. London just came out strong as fuck. They outplayed the fuck out of Faze today. They clutched up when it mattered, and they were making good plays on the map, individually, especially Afro. Gentlemen, any thoughts on the vetoes? I mean, Pat, we'll start with you. We'll work our way down.
Yeah, so I didn't mind the vetoes. Thank God that London didn't get their 2 best hard points. That's something I've been begging for. Of course, FaZe would be the one team that obviously would never let that happen. Yeah, you said they choked Tom, and I agree with you, they did. But these hard points, honestly, to me, came down to like one gunfight could have changed the outcome, right?
100%,
Like literally
100%.
one gunfight, and this could have been a 3-1 the opposite way. So it it was a good series. London's obviously keeping their momentum going, and I still have confidence in Faze. If they lose series by a 1 gunfight differential, it's not too big of a deal to me. Control's still looking good for them too.
Yep, Chris, anything?
The vetoes were pretty much how I expected them to go if people didn't let them get their best maps, just like Pat said. But as far as the series goes, yeah, it was a really close series, even though it didn't go down to like the last map or anything. Dude, I'm really just excited for this London team. Like, they just look really good this entire split. Being able to compete with the likes of FaZe and even beat them is pretty impressive, man. They've been on a tear since they got Gizmo back.
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like Gizmo has changed like the whole pace of the roster. But Ben, what did you think? Anything in the vetoes that caught your eye, or
Nothing on the vetoes. I mean, we'll talk about FaZe and the Berlin stuff, I think, when we talk about
we'll
who
go
they're
map
playing
by map.
tomorrow. I mean, to follow up, like, I think everybody on here pretty much thought London was a chalk team after Major 3, and wow, they have come back to life in a great time. They were starting to get really on the cut line, in danger of not making it to champs. I think now they feel pretty safe, and yeah, I mean, with Gizmo, they look like a completely different team in Respawn. They look dangerous. Afro had a banger series today, and I think on the FaZe side, Pat, I'm not worried about them as well, because they don't have as much on the line as some other teams during this major, but it is a little concerning right now, this sort of dip in form, and they have a tough opponent coming up next. I'm curious to see how they finish off this weekend, because I would assume that they don't want to start this event at Major 4 in losers.
Yeah, I mean, we get into the map, right? We start things off with a Gavitu hard point. We get into the second rotation. London actually did a pretty good job on the first roto. Abizi, he tried to work a pinch here, missing some shots here. Sometimes it happens with the MP40, man. The snap feels a little weird with that gun. But he ends up getting taken down. It was London who were able to chain a couple hills early, build themselves a little bit of a lead, but it was Simp through the whole second rotation. Going from P1, P2, P3, Simp was on another level, man, and we've talked about Simp a little bit with that AR, right, on Gavitu. He plays that role really, really well. Let's go into a listening with Atlanta FaZe and see how they were calming through this one.
Low beach weak. Low beach weak. Outside. I like your short rotate. I don't want shot anymore.
Hey, you got me top ring or top.
I don't want shot.
Get the boat.
Oh my god. Good shit, Chris. Yo, Chris, I'm going through. They shouldn't expect it.
I'm looking at the boat.
I found them in mid boat somewhere.
I need to vote.
Yeah, you're top boat.
Yo, short, nasty.
I'm laying there top boat.
I don't see anything. I'm point. We put that. I see that. I'm on a freak. There's money inside, Chris.
I'm looking at cages.
Yeah, we did not.
Okay, I got time.
Yeah,
Chris,
Chris,
top
I'm
cliff.
Top
Top cliff.
I'm trying.
Top cliff. One top mid, Afro. Afro dead mid. One top cliff or something. He's top boat.
I have time. I don't see any middle. I don't see any. No, behind me.
I pinch.
We might flip back.
He's top cliff.
Yeah, we might flip.
Okay, we didn't flip that.
There's two middle. One next. One shot middle.
Good shit, Chris. Where?
He was fire rock.
No, Shit. I
Simp, a man on a mission during that listening. Now let's go and tune into the London Royal Ravens and see how they were calming.
Red tower. Two, go on. I'm watching. I can't see him. In time. Oh, she's in time. We can still on the god hoodie.
Where's he in time? Where?
In the tank. Sorry.
That's
One more squad. Just get him now.
Nice, one more thing. Stay alive.
I'm trying to. What's moving?
He has streak, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. That's streak. I've been in inside my diet. Honestly, my diet. Yeah, get some. I'm staying alive. One shot. Sorry, I made him weak. Two. Down. Get him cut. Pinch me.
Yeah, he got me. Nice.
Kill. Go across. Simp dead. Simp one shot on you. I'm in cuts open. Push out. We can time in close mid cut. I'm finishing boat and I'm weighing boat.
And that's gonna do it for London. So both teams coming out with a lot of energy, and this map was just back and forth, fellas. I mean, this one went all the way down to the wire. It was FaZe who went to the P4, was able to get a pretty good hold on this one, and it went all the way down to that P5 or to the third P1 hill, right? And I think this might have been a FaZe troll, huh, Ben?
Well, so first off, Tom,
What do you
I don't
think?
know. I don't know if you guys have talked about a lot on this show. P5 now on this map, I think has slowly become like the actual biggest money hill. No one is able to break. If a team says it probably the last hill on this map. And I agree with you. I think P1, and we'll go back and watch. I think it came down to FaZe not reacting to the situational correctly and trying to play around the hill and just get the trades, and they ended up in how they call us in Overwatch the C9, like a situation where someone dies, everybody's outside the objective, and that's that.
Yeah, no, they felt like they didn't stack. Like they didn't stack the point. And we'll see it. Why do you guys think the P5 is such a money hill? I just feel like it's that rotation. Like if you stay pushed up the map and you keep boat control and keep ring control and just kind of keep them pinned, it's very hard to get through. It's just very hard to break.
Yeah, I think it's just more so because of the spawn points, right? Like you just spawn, like especially if you're the team that has the back end spawn, if you're able to get pushed up and like keep like some sort of semblance of boat mid map control, like the other team is just screwed.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just a long like rotation.
This also happens in every COD, right? You kind of you fine tune that optimal setup on these money hills, and I think Ben, to your point, like the reason we saw this getting broken before is because like teams weren't being as punishing as they are now and playing as safe. Like we saw before, a lot of teams were getting picked out of that P5. Doesn't seem to happen as much anymore. But Tom, back to your point, I do think this was a Faze troll. I mean, they honestly they played this rotation perfectly to P1. They did everything right. If a BZ wins that one-on-one against, I think it was Afro, like it's probably GG. I mean, I know Afro hit a good slide,
think Alec
but
and MC, one of them needs to be in the point with him.
I agree.
You know what I'm
I agree for sure. They should have definitely had a safeguard there. But if Abizi does win that, it's over in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. Tyler's obviously playing that deep corner because he's assuming that MC and Alec have some version of middle there. It's obviously sucks that he gets camera, but I agree. Like, I just think considering the time situation, like how mixy it is, you know, Alec can watch stairs from hill.
Can you back it up right before was 4 watching his mid ramp before 2 died? It's like
Four was
watching. Back it up even farther.
Yeah,
Tom.
he was watching mid. He was watching the staircase.
Yeah, he was watching his play.
And then the streak comes down. They know where the last guy is. They know where he's at. They know he's middle because he just got the information from the streak.
Yeah, so when does he turn? Does he turn right after this?
So he turns as soon as the streak goes out. Yeah, once the streak hits the floor, he turns.
Yeah, see, like, this is pointless. Like, you need 8 seconds. 2 is pushed out to the tank, and, like, even if he dies, who cares? That player can't get to the hill in time. The only thing 4 had to watch was those mid steps, and it was over. And speaking of Alec, because I kind of wanted to bring this up, you know, he's had a couple bad series now, back to back. It's not something that makes me worried in terms of this Faze squad, but it is something to kind of point, you know, where when he does struggle a little bit, and kind of, let's say, does get outperformed by the other team's main AR, a Faze can have those struggle series where he's underperforming. But if someone's going to step it up, you know, especially on land in these big events, you know, I got full faith in Alec to do so.
I think I agree, Pat. I think their bigger problem now is like they're not having a lot of series where only one player is dropping a 0.9, the other team, the other players on that team, on their team are dropping like 1-1s or 1-0s. If that's the case, then yeah, you can live with the sort of ups and downs that Alec has had this season. I think that's always been comboed though with someone else on the team struggling. Today, him and Abizi both did not have plus slaying days. I wouldn't be too concerned about Alec though. We've seen this entire year that when they get to land and they get to those key matches, he's showing up in those situations.
Gizmo has been so good for London since he's came back, man.
Yeah,
I feel like he came back into London, completely changed the whole look of the team. Just the way they're playing off each other. And Chris, what do you think it is? Do you think it's a pace thing, an aggression thing? Because I feel like he just adds a lot more pace to the team. They kind of just vibe off his energy a little bit. But what do you think?
I mean, definitely that. But I also think like even before when he was still on the team, they had their streak where they were looking pretty good, and then they kind of like started to fall flat as Gizmo, I guess, started have to go home. But ever since he got back, dude, they just got a whole lot of energy. It's their pacing, man. Gizmo's super aggressive, and I think also just all of them as players probably, in my opinion, all got individually better when they were playing with Harry. Not because Harry was a bad player, it's because even for them to kind of scrape by and try to even achieve wins or maybe even just get some results on the board, they probably all had to step up to like a certain degree that when they actually got their puzzle piece back onto the lineup, everything just became easier with their like added knowledge and more improved gameplay, more fine tuned gameplay with having a technically worse team. It probably helped them just to elevate all their gameplay like to an individual level, because the reason I say that is because you're seeing Afro hit this ridiculous individual level. Trey was having those performance. Hell, even Nasty starting to play way better individually. The teamwork is there, but like all of them have that like star potential right now, which is I think what's propelling them forward.
Here's kind of my final thought on it. We've seen this side of London before, especially early on the season. There's still quite a few weeks left in the season, so they've got to extend this honeymoon period and keep this hunger, this drive. You watch their teamwork; it's phenomenal right now. Communication is really good. keep all those basics going because it was really bad when they had Harry the team, especially in the internet stint. They still have 2 tournaments left, so if they can carry that and the way, man, this game isn't playing out, like they are going to be on championship Sundays, potentially a back-to-back tournaments here.
I think we're on the same page, Ben, but I'm not as optimistic as you. And we've seen this in the past where teams peak a little bit too early before champs, right? And I'm not saying this is going to be the case with London, but for them to be playing as good as they are after making this move, because I think they're playing better than they've ever played, at all so far in this game. Let's say they go to Major 4 and they have an awesome major, no matter where they're placed. Let's say they get second or third or even win. To me, it's kind of worrisome because that honeymoon period we've seen on a lot of teams does play a huge factor. And if they peak here, it could be a concern of, I don't know about you guys, but I would way rather peak at champs than at a regular major.
Yeah, I feel like, just because a team peaks doesn't mean they're going to go downhill like that fast, Like
there's no way they fall out of top six.
I feel like if you're going to peak, Pat, that it might be a good time to peak, going into this major.
Well, they're playing like the best team in the game right now.
Yeah, they do look really good.
Pat, I see what you're saying because it's like the LAG situation, right? Like they fell off super quick after that event win.
Seattle.
But I mean, the thing this year that's like a big change up from last year is that the turnaround to champs is actually only a couple of weeks. So like, if you can kind of ride the honeymoon, and by the way, the key thing is like, don't have shitty practice after Major 4. Like, try and continue to get better, work on the things you are. Like, you should be in a good spot for champs. Where teams get screwed in these situations is they get back from an event. It's like the victory lap. We're gonna go champagne and campaign, and then our practice is not good, and we're not playing well, and then that carries over to matches. Like, you can't do any of that if you pull up and you win this major.
Yeah, see, I want to agree with you, Ben, where it's like I want to be. I'm always so negative about this type of stuff. I'm always so like I want to be that negative guy, but dude, I've seen a team win an event, and they're right now they are winning a fucking series in the damn league. So like I don't know, like it's hard to be optimistic about teams and stuff like that. It's one of the, I think we were having this conversation before when you weren't on the show. Me and Pat were like, I'm done giving teams credit, bro. Every time we say, yo, this team's nasty, they turn around and they just look worse, and I'm like, dude, how's this happening? Every single time.
Yeah, a lot of teams have had a lot of ups and downs this year. Like they either look really good or really bad, and there's no in between. And they go through like waves, And I feel like a lot of teams have had that problem.
Higher highs and even lower lows, bro. Like,
yeah, and I don't know whether or not that's a competition thing because there's so much competition now in the league. I don't know if it's a game thing. It's probably just a little bit of everything, a little bit of everything adding up.
Well, speaking of performance, bro, on this second map, man, as we're watching this, bro, dude. Afro like was hard carrying in the first couple of rounds and finished with like 16 kills.
I think he had 16 overall. He had 15 at one point. Nobody had more than 3 kills on his team, which is absolutely fucking nuts. And this is the round where he just did even more crazy shit. You can see Faze, they go up 3-2. It was Abizi who was making some good plays. He was able to find a nice 2-piece on that retake last round. But then as we get into this round, MC, he's able to get the first blood. Next thing you know, it's London that are at a disadvantage here and just kind of look on how they were playing it. First of all, good pickup from MC on the flank here. Love that he looked for Trey Boy coming all the way around. Trey took the long route. Afro's going to pick up the kill on Abizi, but just look at the plays that Afro was making. That's going to be 2 on the round for him. And then he somehow, I don't know about you guys, I would have liked to see Alex just go B here and just plant B. Because since they were all at A and there was only 10 seconds left, I thought he was just going to break their ankles and plant the bomb B. But he ended up bringing the bomb back to A. And this is where Afro just, again, just making play after play. There wasn't really much that Faze could get done in this round here. Afro, 3 on the round for him. It's all going to come down to Gizmo. He finally takes him out. So they tied up at 3. So Afro 3 on that round and then go into the next round. Afro turns and burns a bees. He kills him in half a second.
That was a tough kill to watch, man.
Pat, I think it was you who said that people die at the speed of light in this game.
Bro,
did you see this kill?
Fast.
Watching that in slow motion, it looked like a regular like speed kill.
Bro, it looked like he killed him before he fully turned around. No bullshit.
Bro, that's actually insane. I actually want to slow it down. Abizi looked like he gave up on it though. It looked like he gave up on the kill, or at least that's what it seemed like. But let's lower the speed here, put in slow motion, and see if what happened. He gave up.
Let's do 0.25. Do 0.25.
All right. Yeah, let me make it slower. Damn, he died fast as fuck,
bro. Yeah,
bro.
Count how many bullets was that? Like 2
So
and a headshot.
1, 2, 3, 4. Bro, what the? Yo, that shit don't even
Nah,
look
no.
right.
Bro, Abizi shot 4 shots uncontested and died after
He got
shooting 2.
quick-scoped.
He literally got
did miss
2-shotted.
He did miss a few of those shots.
Yeah, but I
though,
don't care
No,
how
he
many times
missed, he
Abizi. I don't.
missed.
But my point is, I don't care how many bullets Abizi shot. Abizi was on his like 3rd bullet by the time Afro started shooting.
Let's settle
Yeah,
something
that's
once.
actually-
let's
you're-
settle
you're
something.
not wrong.
Trey,
So
Trey's
how
in the
did
chat.
he, like, even if Afro didn't miss, right?
Yeah.
That's perfect. Abizi shot 3 bullets before Afro shot his gun, and Abizi's bullets only went down by 2 in that time period before Afro shot his gun. How did he kill him that fast? That's
I don't
literally
know.
2 bullets.
Let's do some investigation here. Trey Zero's in the chat. Trey, what server did you guys play on this match?
Yeah, that's a good question. What kind of server were they on?
Virginia. That's pretty fair because they're in Charlotte and FaZe is in Atlanta, so that's pretty
I'm
fair
sure
as where that
the
goes.
server-
Yeah.
That's
pretty
I'm sure.
fair.
Wait, it's fair. It's fair. Regardless,
It's fair, but London definitely has the advantage a little bit.
I mean, it's fair, but that looked crazy.
That did look
that
fucking
looked
insane.
insane. I don't even care about the fucking.
But
ping
that's
or
just
schming,
bro.
like,
That's just online shooters for you, man. Like
that
you
is
see the
wild,
the
bro.
weirdest stuff.
Whoa,
That's
that's not just
Hold
online
on, but you don't
shooters,
know,
Ben.
Pat. You don't know if it's a codcaster thing with the delay and the sync. Because keep in mind, you know how netcodes work now that you're a developer. Like that shit's relative. So there's a lot going on there
Sure.
to contribute to a kill cam like that.
But listen, if someone's killing in 2 bullets, bro, there ain't no net code that's just making your gun do 80 damage a bullet. Like, he actually zapped him.
Yeah, he killed.
Yeah, that was
he-
wild.
I blinked and he died.
That was a quick
You know
scope for
what I'm saying?
sure.
And then we get into the next round, and London were able to retake Faze. Faze were able to get this bomb down. Granted, they were down a man when they got it down, but London just do a really good job just working the map. And again, it just starts with Afro. He's the one who gets aggressive here. I think he's gonna get aggressive. He's gonna put some shots and spot a Beezy, and he's gonna take him out, get the trade. And he just continues to keep that gas pedal down, man. He just continues to run at teams. And London with the clean break, they end up going up 3-5. I think it was FaZe who were able to win one more round after this, and then London, they were just able to close it out on their defense. They just kind of play a lane, they hold their lane, and they work the kills, and this one was all over. Any final thoughts on the map number 2 here?
No, this was a pretty standard bocage from what we've seen. Like a lot of the early bocages were a lot of like full throttle chows down middle, like to open the map and just some situationals. I've noticed now, I don't know if you guys agree, like these bocages have been really slow or a lot. The default offensive strategy has been like wait and see where the info is.
Yeah.
Decide to A/B lean, like wait for the nades. So I'm curious to see how this map develops more as we get towards champs.
Yeah, it's probably just like waiting for picks. Go ahead, Pat.
Was this a FaZe pick or a London pick? I'm curious.
The bow cage?
Yeah.
Let me see who picked the team, and I can tell you.
We could go back to the videos.
FaZe was Team
Yeah.
A. So does that means this was their pick, right? No. Team A would get 5th map.
Team A, we got first map, yeah.
Or 1st and 5th, yeah.
It doesn't tell you, right, what map they pick in the veto screen? I don't think so.
No, but you know it like.
No,
Team A,
yeah,
Team
you
A
know who
gets
Team
first
A
map
is.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was a what map did FaZe actually veto? So FaZe vetoed Desert Siege, which makes sense. London's really good at that map, but London's also good at Bocage. I don't know. So the reason I brought it up is Bocage S&D is technically FaZe's worst S&D map, record wise, and it is London's best S&D map. And we kind of talked about this with FaZe. I'm not saying they did it here, but I mean we are seeing these cases where they're allowing other teams to get their best maps in like at least one in some of these series now that they're guaranteed qualified. Ben, I know you're going to bring up, well, they're not in winners for Major 4, but I mean, it's still FaZe, and I think they know that where they stand. They're the only team to make back-to-back grand finals. So I am curious to know if they are kind of, keeping that mentality of, it may not be our strongest map, but we're eager to kind of expand the pool.
Here's what I'll say, Pat. If you talk to coaches about this time of year, you got to be really careful with looking at overall map records because team rosters have shifted. Their strong and weak maps have changed. So I've noticed as of late that FaZe has been playing a lot more Bocage. So the record may not back it up, but my assumption is they're playing these series likely because it's a pretty strong S&D map for them.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but they haven't changed though, right? And they're 5-5 on it.
No, I'm just saying that they've been playing it recently. They played it a lot last major, and they have played a decent amount this major. So my assumption is that they're confident against most teams or almost every team that they played on. To your point, they're a team that can get away with that, though.
Let's
Right.
get
Yeah,
into
that's my point. Yeah.
Let's get
Go
into
ahead,
the
Tom.
control now. We'll get into the control. Honestly, the end of this first round, Afro made a play, but MC made an even better one.
No, bro. We got to talk about this, Trey, if you're in the chat, bro. Like, This is the one area for weakness for London right now. I think this is a lot of a win, especially this first round was an extremely winnable situation for London.
Look at the way this guy's moving,
Bro,
though, Ben. Look at the way this guy's moving.
They get 3 kills here.
Yeah.
Afro's getting pushed up, and again,
They didn't win this shit.
Nope.
They didn't win in this situation.
Wait, did you see Gizmo's tweet? That summarizes the whole London Royal Ravens like map strength to me. That was like the perfect tweet.
What'd he tweet? What'd he say?
I'm pretty sure it was Gizmo, right? Or was it?
You can just read it, whatever he said.
He tweeted the dragon gif, like the 3 dragons where like one is Oh no, it was dominant or dominate.
Yeah, the meme. I think we've all seen that meme.
Yeah, I know that meme. Yeah.
But he did like hard point search. They're good at and control their.
Yeah, it's like one of the dragons is the odd man out, is what you're saying. One of the dragons is 3 dragons. One of them is the odd man out, meaning their control is the odd one out. They're terrible at control.
Yeah, but now that you're 4-0 London, like this is a big focus point, I think, for that team. Just figure out how to get a little bit more extra teamwork in some of these controls. You don't need to be. I'll win 100% of these when you go to the major. If you can get 50-50 with how you're playing Respawn S&D right now, you should be solid in these series. But this is
Yeah, Celium closes it out. MC closes it out on a streak, and it started with Afro popping pieces, but MC, he ends up going on a streak of his own. He goes into the second round on a 7 spree and full streaks. So MC taking care of business. And then Faze, they were able to get onto this point, and it honestly just starts with a Beezy. A Beezy picks up a really big 2-piece on a point. He was getting really aggressive. And that just bought some time for MC and them to kind of flood on in and try and work a tick. They get 1 tick. And then it was a Beezy again, who was the one that got him in there. Constant aggression, right, with Tyler, just constantly running at people. He's able to find 2. And then I love MC here. MC turns around and he just reads Trey on the flank. I don't know if he got caught by number 2 coming off spawn. I don't know if Chris or Simp
backed it up. They may have called that out. Tom.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm pretty sure Simp might have saw him there.
Back it up to kill bore. Did number 5 kill someone off spawn?
No.
He ran through.
He didn't. He just ran through. He went all the way around. He took like a super route. MC's looking for him. You could tell that they're missing one. They're counting players. And MC just stays turned around. I don't even think Sim saw him. Nope, MC just read it. The MC knew that they were missing one, and it starts with Tyler with a 2-piece. MC picks up the flank. And then he just stacks the hill. Faze get all the kills, and they win the offense. They go up 2-0. They close it out in the defense. So pretty comfortable win from Faze here on the control.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Trey, like it's pretty common now. The best way to break this hill is not to face smash through P3. It's to either pinch through the doorway under glass or go all the way around. So it's not uncommon for like them to just assume when they get all the 3 kills that someone's trying to go on a long route to break this.
Yeah, Chris, any final thoughts on the map number 3? Anything that caught your eye? Anything at all in the control? I feel like London really needs to step it up here.
It was just a blowout. And like, it's not really much to talk about. It just that one round. I mean, kind of unfortunate, but like they just got to really get over to the point. There was like one player was off spawn and one player was just kind of holding mid. Like when they had that round that they could have, or not that round, but that play where they could have capped A. Like I don't know. There's nothing really much to talk about when you're getting blown out 3-0.
Something I wanted to bring up is because I mentioned this on Gav, or at least a similar stat. We were talking about how Faze had like the most average like lives left, right, on Gavitu per round. They actually have also the second most average lives left on Berlin. So, they might not have the overall best control record as a team. It's obviously still up there because they're how many games they've won. But round wise, they seem to survive. Like survivability, they are one of, if not the best teams in terms of survivability per round.
Oh, interesting. You got your little stat man getting you some stats, huh, Pat?
Yes,
I like that, Mr. Pat. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest joining us from the London Royal Ravens. Give it up for Mr. Trey Boy Cardi. What's going on, Mr. Trey?
Hello.
What's happening with you, mate?
What's good, fellas?
Just watching you get the dub, Trey. This was a nail-biter of a match, man. 249 off the first map, and then the S&D went all the way pretty much down to the wire. What, 6-4? Control was a little bit of a blowout, but then you guys go into the hard point, and you take care of business, Trey.
Come on, I've got a slow turn, I told you.
Yeah, you did tell me about the slow turn.
I made an out-of-pocket joke in the chat, Trey.
Yeah, my account feels like shit, and I'm not the only one.
No, I mean, bro, I feel like everybody now is like a super mental, not a mental case.
You see, I'm not, Tom. I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. Not I don't want to say a mental case, but there's so much that you have to worry about now.
Yeah, no,
Like, there's
see,
just
that's
so
my,
many settings and overclocking PCs and
Blue
controllers
Ethernets. Yeah.
and Ethernets. and
Yeah.
No,
blah,
I'm
blah,
telling you,
blah.
this is the
Stage is
only
something.
game. This is the only game I've ever lost my head on. Today, I was turning. I play because I play 5-5. It felt like I was playing 3-3.
Yeah,
You,
that
like,
doesn't
hop on
seem
another
right,
account,
Trey boy.
like,
That
dude?
something
No,
must have been wrong.
bro, I was literally getting fucking pissed on.
Ah, Jesus fucking Christ, man.
I literally stink like piss after that control.
Well, listen, your teammates had the big Jansport out today.
Oh yeah, no, respectfully.
So
They are
my question to you,
unbelievable.
Trey, and we were touching on it earlier, but I want to like kind of hear from you. Like with Gizmo coming in, like what's in the biggest shift and the reason you think why your team's playing so well right now?
I mean, you just saw like a different team with Harry because me and him play the same roles. So essentially, you know, you just had two slow main ARs.
Nah, you guys also got better. Like individually, like not just as like a team.
Well,
I
of
feel
course.
like-
I mean, when you have a month and a half of getting straight pissed on, Chris, you know, it's fucking.
Damn,
End of
it
the-
was
end
Yeah,
of the-
that's never
There's
fun. That's
really
never
nothing
fun.
else.
On the
Trey.
end of the day, Chris,
like you guys
can't
were
get-
playing the game on
can't
hard
get any,
mode.
you can't get any worse, can you? Like,
Yeah,
let's
well,
be
that's what I'm
real.
saying. It looks, I mean, well, in general, like it just looks like you guys were playing the game on hard mode, and now you got not Harry, Gizmo on the team, and everything's just like easier. It's like it just almost like requires no effort.
But this was our original roster, and we loved this roster. Like all the players on it, we loved it. Like
Yeah.
everything's like natural, everything feels good. Our scrims, they're fun. They're not, they're not super serious. Like we have a laugh. You know, we go out, we enjoy each other's company.
Hey, you're having fun, Trey.
You
You're having
know,
fun a little
And
bit.
we're not saying we didn't do that with Harry, but like Harry was, like I said, Harry was the same role as us. And you know, when you're getting pissed on for a month straight, like you know, it's hard to have fun.
Can I chime in? And,
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to be negative here, Trey. You know me. I called this turnaround. I said you could do it, but everything you just listed basically you like listed off bullet by bullet of everything a team goes through in a honeymoon period. And I'm not saying that you guys are strictly in one and that you're gonna fall out of one, but you know, kind of everything you said is what a honeymoon period kind of, you know, bases around, where like
course,
everything is going good, you're all getting along, you're vibing, it's all good, your practice is fun.
But we were doing this prior to Joey having issues back home.
Right, yeah, but I mean,
they were.
I guess my point is like you guys weren't, in my opinion, weren't playing to the level that you're playing to now.
I think we were better. Major one. I think we were better prior major one. I think we were better than we are now.
I mean, you might think that, but from a result standpoint, I don't think that's true.
I mean, we've been doing this shit online for major one and major two.
Major one, did you guys go undefeated in your group?
We
Not
didn't go
group, but,
undefeated. No, we didn't go
qualifiers?
undefeated. And both qualifiers went 4-1.
Ooh.
Major
Only
three,
time will tell if you win another one.
Major one, we got top 3 with Joey literally having the worst time ever.
Yeah.
And then major 2, he went home. It didn't get any better,
Well-
and then we just
well, though-
it just spiraled out of control.
Well, Trey, you can say you're better, but at the end of the day, if we're just looking at it from like how a league develops, everyone's
Oh, no, of
gotten better.
course.
So your team naturally being this good right now just means you guys have gotten better.
Oh no, of course, and you know the turnaround, like Pat said, you know, I feel like we both kind of knew it, Pat. You know, it wasn't.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you guys couldn't have been at that level forever.
No, of course not. And you know, like you see, and I understand what you're saying as well. Like we've literally seen teams win and then fall off, win, fall off, win, fall off.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of
it's-
ups and downs this year.
Like it's
for
literally
sure.
like it's not like a myth. Like we're literally watching it day in, day out now. So
Yeah.
Vanguard's crazy.
you know,
I
I,
mean,
don't.
Trey, what did you think about this spawn here?
It-
I feel
that's a
people-
legit spawn.
Yeah, legit spawn. I was telling the chat because my whole chat was spamming L spawn, but
I saw, bro. Some people come on Instagram and requests, fucking roasting me,
why?
saying that I got blessed with this spawn. It's the only reason we won.
The next hill popped, and
I'm gonna
nobody's
let
even
you
near the
know-
back.
I'm gonna say this right now. 1, they're not on the time. 2, Abizi still pushed out P1,
Yep,
and
they're
no
blocking
one-
everything. They're blocking
Yeah.
all the spawns.
It's
I
a
mean,
realistic possibility that happens.
This spawn will happen 100%, 10 times out of 10, no matter what you do to it.
I'm surprised Faze didn't pick up on the spawn. That's how blatant it was. I'm surprised they didn't. I'm surprised they didn't realize that they just killed you and nobody was
Honestly,
blocking the back.
personally, that was a veteran play for myself.
Yeah, you died on purpose, huh, Trey?
Yeah, like I just knew they were gonna
it's a
stay
good
pushed.
play.
Can you back it up real quick?
Yeah, sure.
But right before he spawned.
Oh yeah, then they spawned here right in front of me.
This is right before he spawns. So see, Trey goes down with 3 seconds left. You have 2 guys on P1, 1 guy top church, and 1 guy P5. No one's even near the new hill for Faze.
Oh,
And
keep playing it.
Trey, you
right
hold
when
your
Trey spawns?
you hold your kill cam, don't you?
You can't hold kill cams.
Okay,
There's
well,
not a kill cam
how
anymore.
long is it then?
Yeah.
3 seconds?
Yeah, literally like.
It's literally 3 seconds.
There's no kill
Yeah.
cam anymore.
Nah,
I
they
guess
took it
not.
away
I don't play
because
this game
there was
anymore.
there's a glitch where you can spawn in quicker if you.
Nice.
It was a say. It
No,
was
they
a
just
say-
said, yeah, yo, fuck this shit, get it out.
You remember the domination spawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the exact same in this.
Yeah, sorry, I wanted to see the timing, but yeah, FaZe completely misplayed that, and I don't even think it was just one of them. I mean, none of them backed
None of
up at
them.
all. They all stayed pushed up.
And
I
none
was
of them
gonna blame
turned.
Abizi. Yeah, I was gonna blame Abizi there, but like in that timing, you know, he was already there. Someone else should have already made that rotation.
He can stay there, but someone has to be around the back. But I
Right,
will
yeah,
say,
that's what I'm saying. They stayed 2 in church and 1 pushed out front. Like you just can't do that.
I will say that like this was probably like it's probably my favorite match to play all year. Like this was just a blood pumper for the whole time.
Yeah, I mean,
And
first time in history, right, Trey? You guys took down
first time,
Faze.
yeah, first time we've ever.
Congratulations,
the
Trey.
first
It's the
time the
first
London
time.
franchise has ever beat FaZe. So
Man, that's crazy.
I need a pay rise.
Yeah, it's the first.
Good, get your bag, man. Get your
Yeah,
bag.
get your bag, man. And listen, we'll go through the rest of this map. It was just very back and forth the whole way through. You guys were just kind of trading blows.
And that's why I love playing these. Like they're such a fun team to play against.
They take the best out of you, right?
They're such a fun team to play against because I feel like my team is literally like very similar.
Yeah, you guys
like-
match up well against them for
Well,
sure.
I think
My team's very similar, and you know, respectfully, we spoke in game chat because there was delays with the servers today, and I spoke to
Thank you for
Arcee,
that, by the way. Thank
well,
you.
we can't do that, can we?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not,
no, but thank you. It
They,
worked out.
they can't start the servers. Yeah, me and Arcee, I was joking with Arcee because me and him didn't get a warm up, like because we literally couldn't start a free throw or anything.
That's ridiculous, bro. That is crazy.
I got like a 10-minute warm up in before the match, and I was just like, guys, I'm dropping a 0.8 today.
Going in with no warm up is ridiculous, bro. Like that just sucks.
I mean, you know, what can you do, eh?
Yeah. This is where BZ start making plays. You go into the second P5.
Yeah,
he did a good job. He did a good job holding this down. Trey tries to slide in with the pistol, but
Nah,
it
this
was
was a
Afro.
big throw. Big throw.
Yeah, but then Afro makes a big play here. He gets 3. He's up to 3
he was running through these.
And you guys are just trading blows, and then it comes all the way down to this P1, and you guys are able to break it. It was FaZe who was here first. And we could kind of see how you look at the spawns first of all coming in. As you know, it's number 7. So number 7 is gonna push off old. 6 and 8 are gonna kind of play their side. I like that Gizmo's playing the pinch here. I like that he's taking a route. And just trying to be annoying. He ends up going all the way around. Trey, it's actually you who opened things up first.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got like people.
Where'd you find that kill?
The RC was
Outer?
laid down, but like I got an angle on him. I was kind of shut. Like I didn't expect him to be sat there, to be honest. But I think he's dodging nades as well.
Yeah. He's
I
probably
mean,
dodging
Tom,
nades.
This happened on the hill before for FaZe. Like I know that MC's watching pinch. I don't know if him or someone else should be top middle church, like watching middle, but like they had basically 2 guys watching outer the spawn push, and they had like no one really watching any pressure middle at all. They were just watching the slide in.
I don't think this is on MC here, bro. I'm
not saying it's on MC. I'm saying it's. Don't you guys think that?
Nah, that's a pretty standard
setup
setup for rotation because you don't want to like if someone does pinch, you don't want to be top church. Like
and you don't want to push out middle because if you get caught out pushed out mid, well now you're down a man and they're running through.
Honestly,
mid
it was just me seeing Arcee's.
Yeah, it was just you finding the blood.
It was nothing.
That was actually the freest skill you probably saw him when you saw him. No, like, what the fuck?
I was mind blown because I was trying to find Simp laid behind a tree and I just see Arcee's diamond of his name there. I was like, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I'll
and then
take that.
Abizi goes big. Then he goes massive.
Yeah,
He's
what
able
can
to
I
find
do
a
here,
3-piece.
Tom?
Nothing. He's snaking you, Trey.
Snaking me, man.
And then you guys get broken, and then you guys have to break again. Abizi's the only one here because you guys been working trades. You guys get in. Then we go over to the third P2. And this is where you guys were able to break another hill. I mean, come on. It's
me
the
and
story
Marcus,
of London.
my boy, my driller. There's one from him.
Yeah, you guys are.
One from me.
You guys just stormed through church.
Another one. There we go.
So it starts with Gizmo's gonna find a route. He's gonna get through church. He's gonna come down the ramp. He's gonna slide onto the hill, and then through that contest, it just kind of throws FaZe off, man. They start.
Those are the comms I literally win you games. Obviously, you guys don't hear it, but I literally remember it. Like from now, me and Marcus are saying, wait. He says he's challenging comms, and then I say I'm challenging plat.
Yeah.
He hits plat as soon as I get the kill. I say I'm hitting
This-
comms, slide
This
straight
looked
out.
a little
get another
weird
one.
too.
Yeah,
why?
I don't know what he was
Why?
doing there.
Why
What
didn't he
happened
just
there?
hold this?
Yeah, just hold. Like
Tweet,
just hold.
son,
just
he's
hold it.
tweaking.
I think he
son.
saw something. Like, did he see like a something?
Nah,
that,
he saw
Yo,
nothing.
he blinked, bro. No
it-
cap.
bro,
and
it
just
So
looked
all
like-
he had to
bro.
do was hold that and call that cross for
Yeah,
whoever
yeah.
was at plat.
He could
like,
probably even pick up a kill too. We're just getting one shot.
yeah,
I mean,
or
he's
just
gonna
don't
tag him.
die, right? Anything but
yeah,
dying.
he
is
just
good.
misplayed. Then Selim took another like 1v2, and then just all fell apart.
Because as
Like
soon
I
as they
said,
gave that up, they just London flooded in and they won their ones. Like that's a hard
Like
fight.
I said, there was a
to
lot.
kind
Of,
support.
it looks like a lot of a troll from Faze, but like I said, like
No,
it's,
you guys executed well. It's
It's-
more
it's
so
not-
one of
I-
those things
I,
where
I wasn't even gonna say that, Chris. I was just gonna say like it's just such a
Oh.
back and forward match. Like you just like
Yeah,
I said,
it's-
like it's just so back and forward. Literally anyone
I-
could have won.
yeah, no,
Speaking of
I
Alec,
agree.
I kind of want to see Alex slow down a little bit more in those situations. Like I feel like, he has the capability to obviously make plays, but dude, I feel like the Faze has struggled with like how aggressive they are sometimes in situations like that where we talk about the simple plays they just gotta hold.
Yeah.
Like they get a little antsy. Like and Alex, someone who I definitely want to see just sitting back and doing the simple thing. But I did want to mention that Faze is actually the #1 Tuscan P4 team in the game this whole year. And Trey, you guys smoked them on it today. Like you outscored them by I think 41. And I think that's like the first time that's been happened to them on P4 on that Churchill. So and then on the opposite side, that makes you guys now 8-0 in hardpoint this stage, which I'm gonna have a little asterisk next to because you got 3 of those series where you got your best maps.
No credit
But-
again, Pat, but it's still good.
I wasn't
It's all
done.
good.
But you're now the #1 hardpoint team in the league currently, so I can't put an asterisk on that.
Ooh.
Yo,
So you
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
hey, that's
Like,
always
I
a good
keep you-
title
I
to
keep
have.
you even kill. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like Trey, I keep you humble. I give you compliments, but I also bring you back down to earth a little bit.
I was actually gonna say before we move forward, my bad, Trey. I just,
No,
I
you're
just
good,
want to
you're
mention
good.
one last thing about FaZe. Like, we're usually not really too critical on them because FaZe is just such a talented team. But like I know RRC's been critical on himself, but just like in general, it just seems like FaZe is making so many rookie mistakes that you would expect a team like them to make.
Yeah.
It seems like even going back to the Gavutu hard point, it's just like in a scenario where you expect them to read the right situation to make, they're just making such botch plays. Like in general, when you are the defending team on rotation of a hill, just commit, hold your L trigger, and try to get one or stay alive. Like people are just moving, doing all sorts of stupid shit, and
They're
it's
doing
just
too
costing
much.
them. Bro, like if for example you put yourself in a bad position on rotation where you can't get one and live, or in general just get one, right?
Mhm.
If you give them the first blood when you are in the advantageous position, technically defending, you cost it. Like you're
Yeah.
costing the setup. Like
Yeah.
it's just unacceptable. Because we're always easy on FaZe. I
Also-
feel like we just got like I just had to mention it because it's rookie mistakes, man. What the fuck
Yeah.
are they doing?
Yeah,
Well, we
rookie
talked
mistakes. They're
about it.
troll- they're fucking
remember-
trolling.
Remember Kismet's listening versus Optic, like let them fuck up. I feel like
Yeah.
that's the same thing. Like they just got to make sure that they're not allowing teams to think that way of just like letting them fuck up because
Mhm.
they're so typical to play that antsy style. And actually, I got a statistical update from Turtle himself. Trey, just kind of to add to what I said before, you guys are actually 12-0 in hardpoint and search and 0-4 in control. So you've won every series this stage.
Damn.
3-1, and you're flawless in hardpoint and S&D. I think that's something that's
Damn.
really hard to do. Obviously you suck at control, but
Oh yeah, we fucking suck.
even then, I mean, to be flawless at those two modes there's 4 of those in the best of 5.
I will say this: we probably should have won like 3 of our controls. Like this stage, obviously it's no shoulda, woulda, coulda, but we've had 2 round 5 defenses that I've trolled and someone else trolled, and then the one against Toronto, I guess you can kind of put an asterisk towards, but the other ones we should. Yeah, but the like we are bad at control. Like it's not like you can see it, but like we should have at least had 1 win this stage. Like.
Well, listen, Trey, but we're gonna hop into the next series. You're more than welcome to stay with us if you want. But
You know
if
what? Not. You know what, Tom? I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna let your new co-host Benjay Nassim
Oh, here we go.
I
take
like
his
that,
absolute
man. Hey, Trey,
spotlight.
how
This
you
is
feel
why
that Ben's
Trey's a
back?
homie right
How do
here,
you
bro.
feel that Ben's back? Trey, you like it?
You know what? Since he was my manager and left me without telling me,
Damn.
you know, I'm gonna let that slide. But I'm very happy he's back doing what he wants to do because I know he likes playing. I know he likes doing this, and especially he likes doing it with you, Tom. So
Yeah, man. I mean, it's not the same
Love
without
to hear
Mr.
it.
Ben Jennings.
you've got an absolute squad,
Hey,
Tom.
Ben, we started with Ben. You know, I started
yeah.
it with Ben. It started just me and Ben. You know, and then things changed, and now I just feel like the whole squad, man. We got the whole
Nah,
squad. now.
you got a good squad. You got Pat that don't give any credit, but has got some good hot takes. Chris is extremely good.
I just
at
gave you
talking.
credit.
He
And,
did. He called you the
and,
best hardpoint team.
Yeah,
Yo, Trey, I appreciate you hopping on, brother, man.
of course. You guys have a great night.
You too, man. You have a
Later,
good one,
bro.
Trey
Later,
boy.
Trey.
Thank you for
Thank you,
coming
guys.
on, man.
No
Peace
problem.
out, brother. Listen, let's hop into the next one, man. Paris going up against the Florida Mutineers. We got Tuscan Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Tuscan Control, Berlin Hardpoint, Desert Siege S&D. Gentlemen, any thoughts on the vetoes? We'll start with you, Pat. We'll work our way down as we hop into this map. Paris threw this one away today, Pat. They threw it away.
Bro, it's actually crazy that we're talking about this because last week we were talking about how we were never going to watch another Paris series.
They gave us hope. Blue balls
No, I
today.
know.
I was so ready to come on this show for you to
Well,
say that exact thing.
No, but dude, I don't even. My point was, this isn't about Paris to me, bro. This is about Florida.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
Florida-
I 100% agree.
I know you clutched up in this, but you guys are terrible, man.
No.
They're terrible, Tom. They're
They have
terrible.
to. They don't have a good team composition, man. They just don't.
But they made that team composition.
I know.
They-
Trust me.
you know what I mean?
I know, Pat. I
So,
know.
Yeah, I mean, this was just disappointing to see the fact that it was this close. We talked about Paris, how they're chalked mentally, physically, like they're
Can't
just.
qualify for champs at this point, so they're basically just playing for pride. Like,
Oh,
Are they actually? They're done. Florida's done.
yeah, no, Paris.
Paris
Oh,
stuff.
because Florida's right there.
No, Florida's definitely still in the mix, but I think to
Yeah,
your
I
point,
hope
Pat,
Florida
like
lost this because they would have been done.
but like, yeah, Florida's 20 points ahead of New York, who's sitting in 11th. But I would say I feel much better about New York going into this major than I do with Florida.
Oh,
To your point,
100%.
Pat,
for
like,
sure.
like I definitely think, look, like they made some very, what's to say, interesting moves,
Questionable.
questionable moves before this major. And it hasn't really paid out. And yeah, I agree with you. Like they clutched up this series somehow. I mean, we'll get to the last map. I don't know what,
Hey,
what the hell
yeah,
is
it's like
walking
congrats.
that was
Yeah.
bad.
Hey, I'm not
What?
gonna lie, Ben. My bad, cut you off, but
No, go ahead.
Florida's gotta like throw Too Real a bone, bro, because at this rate, this guy is gonna like have his stock torched to the fucking ground, and it sucks because we already know the team comp wasn't doing Vivid any favors. It's probably not doing this guy any favors. Like after the season's over, they gotta at least keep this guy on the roster as a sub or whatever they decide to do with him, because like they're doing this man a disservice. He's getting torched, man. And
Who you
there's
talking about?
and Too Real.
Oh, Too Real. Yeah, he's
and
getting.
there's probably
yeah.
not much he can do about it. 'cause
Well, as we-
the comp is just
As
trash.
we watch Paris play pretty well to start off this series, like I agree with you. Florida's kind of going to be one of those crossroads teams in the offseason. Like, if this doesn't work out, like there was always that threat of like, can Big Wake and Skies play with each other? And if they don't come out and like get top 4 to end the season, like what do you do like with this roster long term? So,
Bro,
and I feel bad. By
I
the
think
way,
they can, Ben.
One more thing, Pat. I feel bad for Too Real because clearly that wasn't their first choice. And it sucks that this opportunity might kind of push him by. But it is really hard to watch this team sometimes. Like it has been like that for 2 years, but especially
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
squad.
Well, and I think that's what I was about to say. Like you asked if Skies and Awake can play with each other. I totally think they can, but they require 2 aggro, fast-paced subs. And if it's
Agreed.
not that composition, then they can't play together. And if you're Florida, if you're the management, do not put a single roster together that doesn't have those 2 with 2 fast-paced, aggressive subs. Period.
Agreed.
You cannot do it at this point. If I see in the offseason they get a flex or they keep Major Maniac or they get another AR, they don't care about winning. To me, they're on the same level almost as Paris. They're just paying a little bit more money to their players because, bro, these attempts that they're making are 1, pathetic, but 2, everybody, and they should too, know better. Dude, there was no one who thought this team comp was going to work when they made this change at all. Like no one. And yeah,
it was just
Too Real
weird.
wasn't their first choice, but still.
It was weird, Pat, because we critiqued their team composition. Like that was kind of like not even us, just like everything, social, Twitter, Reddit, whatever, the whole 9 yards. I feel like everybody was always critiquing the 3 AR shit, right? And then then Reese, and then I guess they have a huge fallout with Reese, and I guarantee you that might have been a problem, right? Reese was probably losing his shit.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
not, it's not the first team where Reese has had, like, you know.
No, and then Reese goes elsewhere. You see what he's doing on another team, and then they build another team, and they bring in Major Maniac. No offense to Mike, I love Mike. Mike is incredible. And they bring in 2 real. It's just they bring in another AR. It's just they know what the problem was. They know what the issue was, and they decided to stick true to their guts. And I don't know who's making that call, man. They have to all be making the call.
I think at some point in the offseason we should bring Ogre 2 on. I've heard a lot about what's going on in this camp, and y'all saying that Ogre 2 is a bad GM. I think there's a lot more to the story than you guys know.
No,
and
he doesn't. Ogre 2 doesn't just make this.
We should get him on, and I think he can give you guys kind of breakdown of the situations that he's working through on his side. I do agree though that, like, you know, when some of their additional moves fell apart and they were left a 2 real option, maybe they could have explored some other options, tried some other trials.
They wanted Asen.
coming up. Yeah, but they didn't follow through on that move.
They didn't have time. Yeah.
So it's a tough situation. And by the way, like, they were sitting outside a champ spot, so it was a big win today. But you know,
I mean, the team could have been Asim,
right
Vivid. The team could have been Skies, Main, Awakening, Flex, Asim, Vivid up top. And that would have been a good team. That would have been a good team.
That's like Seattle right there.
Can you imagine Asim and Vivid together? I feel like they would just be fucking
speed team in front of Skies, man. That would have been
Ben, you mentioned that, you know, Ogre 2 is obviously not making all these decisions. My question is, like, and I agree with you, I don't think he is, but who the hell is asking for a 3rd AR on this team repeatedly? Because if it's Skies and Awakening, they gotta go just for being dumb, bro. There's no way.
I think it is them.
So here's my thing, Pat.
I
kind of want to get the answer to that question, because that is really kind of my number one question is, like, their original roster they had this season with Dave, like, didn't make a lot of sense at the time.
Yeah, who asked for that?
Like, I really am just as curious as you are about what the decision making was to end up in that spot, because they had a lot of options going in that offseason. Like, they could have gone a totally different route. So
they had Havoc on the roster, right?
Yeah,
I think Havoc wanted
they had sub options. Yeah,
Havoc definitely wanted to fucking get out of there. That's for sure.
But what would the roster have been if they kept Havoc though? Would it have been Havoc and Vivid, or did Vivid replace Havoc? I don't remember.
Vivid replaced Havoc, didn't he? I can't remember what the heck happened.
Basically, my point was, like, they obviously had the opportunity. Yeah, so everyone's saying Vivid replaced Havoc. Bro, like, imagine those 2 teamed up and they didn't have Dave. Like, that could have been a solid roster. Like, they've had so many options to put 2 subs on this team with Skies and Awakening and haven't done it for 2 years.
No,
for 2 years.
I completely agree. I don't know.
There's a lot more to unpack. I think we could do a whole episode on Florida, but I think we should.
No, we could. I mean, hey, listen, maybe sometime during the off season we'll get Ogre 2 on when some of these guys have more time, and we'll hear things from their POV. You know, because maybe they're thinking at it from a different point of view. Maybe they're looking at it differently than us. I really don't know. But I think they're looking at it the wrong way personally, and that's my opinion on it. But let's get into the map number 2. This was a first of all, this first round I thought Major Maniac was gonna be able to clutch some 1v4 here. I don't know what happened. He ends up getting 2 kills. He ends up finding 1. There's 2. Boom. And then I love the route he takes. He goes all the way back around in Paris. They just lose track of him. They don't know where he is. But then right here he shoots. I don't know if people are seeing Ghost right now. I guess he saw a dead body and got nervous. He saw a dead body in the bomb, thought it was an enemy. He ends up shooting. And next thing you know, just like that, the 1v4 was not looking good. I thought he had it in it.
I don't know. I think Tom would have slid across and they still would have seen him, and Jimmo probably would have gotten that kill. It would have been really close. But yeah, Mike almost clutched an unclutchable situation.
Oh,
yeah. That's the place that you expect that of him, especially in S&D. But go ahead.
Can we pause real quick? We got a breaking news tweet. And I know we said we could do a whole episode, and I agree.
I won't pause. Just keep going. We'll just keep it playing.
Awakening tweeted, "Y'all really think I want to use a sub with the laughing emoji?"
What?
Bro, what is going on in that camp, bro? Ben, there is somebody that is literally like playing with them, bro. Just controlling all the shots.
Hey,
wait,
it's never a dull day in the Call of Duty community, isn't it? Like,
wait, he just
what's that? What's that shit called when, like, the dude has people on strings and he's like moving?
Puppeteer.
Yeah, bro. There's a puppet master in the Florida camp, bro. There's gotta be, because if your star player is saying, "What, y'all really think I want to use this gun? I'm being forced to." When, like, the whole community
you're being forced to
is like, "Bro, why are you running a sub? Like, you're an AR player. Like, be an AR player and pick up subs." Well, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, that's
probably
interesting.
not a great tweet out of him.
Bro, they're the
I
Florida
think that
puppeteers.
I think we
They gotta
gotta
change their name.
I think we could definitely spend like a whole episode talking about their situation.
No, we don't. We don't. We'll get to. Listen, we've gone on and on about Florida, bro. Let's get into the second map and talk about this one. This is one where I feel like Paris kind of throw it away. They go up 3-0 here in the S&D, and then it just falls flat. They lose 6 straight, and I don't really know what the hell happened. They come out the first map. Johnny and Jimbo have a. First of all, Jimbo played fantastic today. He was unbelievable the whole series. I thought he played great. Paris, this is a map that they have to close out. They have a lot of momentum after the first map. They go up 3-0, and it just all falls apart after this round. Florida, I don't know if it was like something clicked in their head or they just adapted. But even this round, right, the 3-0 round, Johnny, he gets aggressive. He's able to find one. Everything's looking all good, all snazzy for Paris. They're in a 4v3, and even this round just kind of falls apart for him. It starts with Tom. He gets picked out with Skies. Good shots out of him. Bomb goes down, and then the retakes are in. Johnny gets picked out here. Skies finds another one. Big plays coming out of Skies, finding a couple kills. And then after this round, after this retake here, this pretty much just killed all momentum for Paris. After this, I felt like Florida was just, that's it. It was over. They just won 6 straight. Some of the rounds are pretty comfortable. Most of the rounds are comfortable. It seemed like Paris just let off the gas pedal a little bit. But any thoughts on the second map, gentlemen, the S&D? Because I feel like this is a series Paris could have won.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole reason we're talking about it, man. I was always saying, like, every time we talk about Paris, I just get depressed, man. But like, this isn't even a series about Paris, man. It's about fucking Florida. Like, how the fuck you almost losing this team, or you almost lose this team?
And then look at this, Chris. Look at this. Look, Johnny can't break the fucking wall. Look at this. He can't break the wall. He keeps punching it, and he can't get through. He can't get through the wall. Look. Then they get pieced. Then they get pieced up. Then they get pieced up.
We gotta get our boy in the gym.
He just gave up.
He gave up. He gave up. Look. He said, dude. I'm out. Forget it. And then they get pieced up, bro.
To be fair, in his defense, bro,
no, the game
he should
sucks.
not have to be punching out fucking walls.
No,
like,
I mean, bro, he is punching him. They're not breaking.
But even then, bro, like
the whole window's not. He's only breaking little pieces. He can't do it. I don't understand. It happens to me all the time. Sometimes you'll see people full sprint into a wall and it doesn't break. They just headbutt.
Bro, you all like this is just outside of this match. Like they didn't make these doors, or I call them wind doors, on the show all the time because they're windows, but they you open and close them like doors. They didn't make them intuitive at all. Because if you think about it, the one I will always point out is, on Tuscan, the one mid map, like go into top fire where you like mantle up on the boxes, and if the window's open, you have to like close it, then open it to get inside.
Yeah.
Like, do you think they had people testing that and they were like, yeah, this is fine. Like, this is intuitive. Like, this is bro.
Chris,
no,
I don't know what's going on.
They
I don't know
fucking
what's
did
going
it.
on.
They didn't fucking test this shit. They were like, door here, door there, cool. They didn't fucking test that shit.
No, they don't, bro. And the thing is, even if they did test it, somebody was probably sitting there like, "Yo, this is fire. This is godlike. Like, they're gonna love this. Like, this is new. This is new."
No, I'm just speaking. I'm just like,
you
yo,
know,
this is fire.
No, seriously. I sometimes I don't know what's going through the minds of the developers. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know what's going
Holy
through their
shit,
heads.
dude.
But
Anyways,
we get into the rest of this one. Florida pretty comfortable the whole way through. We'll take a look at the last round, and it's just Major Maniac just finds a blood, and they rush this B plant and get it down. 4v2 situation. Not really much Paris can do. We'll take a look at the final scoreboard. It was Awakening leading the way 9-8. So good plays out of him. On the other side, Tom Gravity, only one positive for the Paris Legion. Let's hop in to the next map. We head into a Tuscan control. And this one was a bloodbath, man. Paris shit on them in this map. Does that concern you at all for Florida at all, that they're just getting smoked in the control as well? It's a team with 20 points.
It does, but yo, Paris has actually been kind of nice on Tuscan control.
Listen, I heard that Paris in scrims are a great team. I heard they've been playing great for weeks now in scrims. I heard they just can't win. They just can't win. They can't win series when they matter.
everyone is godlike in scrims.
Yeah. I've heard from players from other teams.
That doesn't surprise me though, because every single one of these players is playing with like their career on the line, so to speak.
That
right?
is true. That is
like,
true.
You gotta fry every chance you get versus another team because you want to roster next year, and 2, you want to get the hell off this Paris roster.
Oh, that is actually true, Pat. That's a good point.
Trying a little, like they're switching it up a little bit in scrims. Like they're playing so good in scrims because they're playing loose and they get into a match, and it's like the comms are different, the vibe's different. It feels more hectic. Like we've had plenty of teams over the years that have had that issue, and I've heard the same as Tom. Like a lot of coaches come on and cap and say the team's playing good in scrims. Like I have heard from multiple teams that they got deep fried by Paris in the last couple.
Yeah. No,
Honestly,
I've heard from multiple teams too.
Yeah, like
I could
this
see
is not a BS thing. Like they definitely, you know, I'm not making another Overwatch reference, but they definitely have those scrim bucks accrued. It just hasn't translated the matches.
I mean, I could
unfortunately
see
for a
that,
team.
Ben. I could see that, Ben. But if I were in their position where my roster is chalked and the only place that I can really showcase like that I'm like doing hella good to these other teams is
I'm
in
not
scrims. Yeah, in these scrims. Well, you can do it in the matches too, but I guess in scrims you have a lot more opportunities because you scrim multiple series a day, every single day. I'm getting turned for every scrim. I'm getting on. I'm getting good sleep. I'm drinking a lot of caffeine. I'm making sure I'm on my A game and no bullshit. I'm kill whoring. Like I don't care. Like I don't know. I'm going so hard in those scrims because it's like Pat was saying. I think he made a good point where it's like these guys' careers on the line. They gotta like imagine like you're just getting smoked and then you just stop trying. Like bro, you can't do that like as a rookie. Like it's just not possible. So yeah, I mean like they're gonna go super hard in their scrims. I feel like.
Also, we're being hard on them, but I did want to say they actually set a record today that's never been done before.
Not a great record
in the history of the CDL.
Oh God!
So shout out Paris. You have now lost the most series in a row at 11. Congratulations.
Damn. Wait, who had the record before?
Yeah, who was
I have no idea.
11 series in a row. It's probably like Seattle or some shit from MW.
Maybe, or are they counting like is this CDL only, or are they counting like MLG? Do you guys remember
CDL?
Okay, I was gonna say y'all remember Epsilon? Was it Epsilon?
Yeah, they went like 1 in 50.
Damn.
There are definitely some teams in the like World War II year in the league on one of the 2 seasons that definitely had some losses. But yeah, in the CDL era, I mean, that's a tough record.
Kind of see here how Paris is able to win their offense. It starts with Donnie Temp working a grenade in the back. Jimbo and the guys, Tom and Jimbo work some kills to the front, and just like that, Paris, the kill feed's all orange in this one. They go rogue here. They just get kill after kill. This pretty much solidifies the map for them. Jimbo played fantastic, bro. This guy was playing out of his mind. Really good plays out of him. Paris, they go up 2-0. And it was MW Seattle, Pat, I'm pretty sure, that went on that losing streak. It has to be. I can't think of another team in the CDL that did that.
I'm sorry, I have to point this out. Temp is hilarious. He's in the chat, and I'm gonna quote him. He said, "Bro, MW Seattle, and we have a worse record than them." They had a 5-man roster.
Damn.
They were subbing out Enable for Casey Pander for Search and Destroy. Bro was warming up his sniper rifle.
That is not right.
Hey, Donnie, if you want to join, feel free to join at DS. We are in here if you do want to join the show. But Don told me yesterday that he's only joining if they win. And...
No, Don said earlier that he'll join winner loss tomorrow.
Oh, he did say that? He did say that? All right, Don, well, if you want to join up, man,
bro,
we
listen,
TS, man.
Don, whether you join or not, just know, bro, I got full faith in you to show up at the event. I'm calling it now. Y'all are not going out 12th at the event. You're winning one series in that loser bracket. I got full confidence. Local area, Don, you're different.
Yes, sir. And Don, not to make matters worse, it wasn't a 5-man roster. It was 6 because MW. Yeah, I'm sorry,
bro. This guy Tom Gravity, by the way, is 20-8. This guy, bro, he's been playing good. Tom has actually been playing really good on this team. He's been holding his own.
Tom's been playing good, but we're chatting about this a little bit on the talent side. Tom's got actually a really weird record in 1v1s in S&D this year. It's not great. He's won he's 2 for 14 in 1v1.
Damn.
So the one area for Tom.
Damn.
Yes, it's not great. Tom's got to work on the 1v1s and
that's because he plays like a fucking Tortuga, man.
Yo, he's got to hit the UMG or game battles.
We didn't cover it a lot, but there was like a situation with him and Don in the S&D that they didn't play well together. That's the one area of weakness for Tom. He was a really good S&D player last year. Just hasn't really showcased as well this year. I agree he's played well, Tom. I just think the tough thing for all those players is they're really only just sitting around with 2 series wins at this point and trying to get a few more in the bag before the season's over.
Mm-hmm. And then we get into the 4th map. This is another map where I felt like Paris could have closed it out here. They have a really good rotation here. They chain the P5 together with the P1, and I just don't like the way they set up here. I felt like they had them pinned. They had so much space here to just keep running at him and to keeping the choo-choo train going. You know what I'm saying? Constantly pushing out the cuts and constantly flooding. I would have liked to see Tom get aggressive here, personally. Like, his teammate is pushed out here. Once you see number 4 is kind of flooding here, like, maybe just chow him there. Like, you see how he kind of doubted himself there? I would have liked to see Tom just wide peek chow him and just kill him. Or maybe get pushed down to a corner or something. But they end up turtling on hill, and they end up getting broken here. You can see Tom, he's like, he doesn't know, should I push? Should I stay? He doesn't know what to do. He ends up getting naded. You can see it's going to be Johnny coming around the side. He's going to get taken out. I think they trade him here. He gets 1 shot, 2 real, finds a kill, and that's a really big break from Florida. Paris could have ran away with this one a little bit. And then we get into the P3. Again, just nobody can hold this fucking street hill. And it starts with number 1. Yeah, we have to go all the way back because they're holding it. They're holding the street. But how did they die? How did Donnie die there? Or how the
fuck did number 1 die?
How did Tom die? Like, where did he die from?
Oh, number 6.
You got
number 6 in the window. Yeah.
So he died. Yeah, so Tom he ends up dying, and then Jimbo's going rogue here. Like, Jimbo just needs to try and stay alive.
Jimbo doesn't go that rogue. It's just then, like, number 2, number 3 spawn up, and 3's just kind of late to get out the back.
Well, at this point, it's kind of chalk.
It was just
yeah, because they get this weird split spawn as well here, just because they're not really blocking the back on their side, and it's kind of chalk. I think it's just bad timing out of Paris.
Yeah, like, I don't mind because pushing that scrap time is good and applying pressure. I just think it's unfortunate that number 1 died because you get in a really weird situation there where essentially Jimbo's your first layer and whoever died Tom was your second layer. It was a weird scenario where your second layer died first, so like you just basically like immediately got broken because of that. Like it's the same scenario when we were watching that Trey get that free kill on Arcides, right? The first layer was selling him on the tree. Arcides was like the second layer, on the other side at that weird angle. As soon as if the second layer dies first, it just immediately like crumbles the entire like setup.
And I think to that point, especially on that hill, like the best P3 holds right now is you're taking that street control on the hold side and forcing that team to hit front. So like the idea was great from Paris, but losing those 2 guys and getting those spawn, like
even Donnie said in the chat, once the back is gone, he should have just stayed up. He should have just played tight on hill, just held from hill and played a corner.
Just prayed.
Yeah, I mean, pushing out in the back at that point, you're just too late. You're too late.
You have 3v1, and then it's over from there. But the map still stayed close from this point.
No,
this
was
is
back
a
and
crazy set of hard points. Like Paris do a good job on this P5. It's a little bit back and forth. And then they get kind of stuck in a little bit of a spawn trap on P5 to P1 if you want to kind of skip ahead a little bit. And I think that ended up being the catalyst.
Paris get into this third P1, but Florida again they just break it. Paris don't win the fights. First of all, it was Johnny who made the initial play. Look at Johnny, right, number 2 from P5 to P1.
Wait, hold on, go back even farther. Like
he made a super play.
Crazy, because like, bro, Paris get put in the trap.
But Johnny gets him out of it, Ben. He gets him out. Look, he kills him off hill, and then he runs to new, and he stays alive. They can't track him. They don't know where he went. And he ends up picking up more kills after this. Look, he ends up taking a route through fire. He finds another kill here on Skies. Tom finds 2 through the front, too. So, boom, 3 dead for Paris. There's only 1 guy here. This is a hill that I think Paris needs to lock down. And you can kind of see how it all fall apart. Johnny's still going. They end up getting a clean wipe, but they just lose all the fights here. Once Johnny's 1 shot and he feels the presence on him, I would have liked to see him back all the way up, get with his team, and try and play his life. But you kind of see how Florida was able to hold on.
How number 4 die?
I don't think Johnny made a bad play. They just didn't give him any pressure out from the stairs, really. Like him being in that corner is not that bad.
Flip this. Like how did Paris?
Oh, number 4 got trick shotted. Did you see that?
Number 4 got trick shotted?
Yeah, number 8's jumping through the window and kills number 4. Look at this. You'll see it. You'll see it in a second.
Okay. Number 8 jumps to the... Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Whoa. Yeah. Well, he didn't even jump to the window. He just went flying. What did he kill him in 2? But look, you see right here. Look at this. Who the fuck is this guy?
Why
Superman?
Why Real doing that all the time?
Wait, look at this guy. Who's this guy? Superman, bro? What the?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He trick shot him.
Yo, it's fucking James Bond. It's Jason Bourne.
Wait, he killed him. I don't know how weak Jimbo was, but it looked like he killed him so fast.
He was weak.
Yeah, bro, I literally caught that. I was like, wait, how'd they get broke? Wait, how'd that guy die?
I don't know. And this is where Florida just put him in the demon, bro. Bears get pushed out here and
we've seen the control like this, breaking this from glass side. Good luck.
They got in there though. Johnny was able to get in. Look, he sneaks through the left. He ends up getting a 2-piece on hill. So Florida trolled right there.
Somehow,
right there. Somehow, I don't know how the hell.
1v3.
And then Florida, they were just able to get the trades at next and
No,
win the match,
this
so.
this got close as well. Like Paris, like right there, they had a chance. They won that one. Maybe you can finesse around, but.
Hey, but see, Florida was there first. They were pretty comfortable on this one. Paris got in. They were able to get some kills, but Florida, they won the trades. And it started with Jimbo when he got this 2-piece. I was like, okay. And then once he jumped here, died, it was obviously all over.
Bro, I was watching this with Veli, and Veli saw the end of this map. He's like, series of the year. I'm like,
series of the year?
Series of the year. Okay, brother.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Veli.
Actually,
to be fair, though, I will give Veli credit. Map 5 was a banger as well, so he actually may not have been super off base of that comment.
well, I can tell you why this wasn't Series of the Year. So Legion have the league worst negative 700 points on Berlin. That's the most of any team on any map. So they've lost Berlin hardpoint by 700 points total if you add it all up.
Damn.
And then also this is a grueler stat. They're the only team in the entirety of the CDL to average under 200 points in hardpoint. So every other team averages at least 200 points in their hardpoints, and Paris is the odd man out.
It's not looking good for Paris, man. It's not looking good.
But they got Don, and Don on local area time.
Look
We
at
talked
Don in the
about it.
chat. Look at Don.
It's crazy.
Don goes, damn. In a chat. Hey, Don, speaking of damn, a 4v2, Don. You guys got to shut this round out. Florida was able to go up 3-0 on Paris, and it started here. A 4v2 situation. Jimbo's going to try and make a play on a pinch. Awakening's going to take him down. Then Tom's going to push up a little bit. You can see Johnny, right? He's by himself in the middle of the map trying to make a play. Skies just hits the B-hop around the corner. Let's watch that one again. A little bunny hop coming out of Mr. Caesar Bueno. That's what he does. And Awakening, he goes on. He takes a little bit of a route. Next thing you know, it's a 1v1 situation. Johnny going up against Big Wake, and Big Wake was able to finesse his life a little bit here, kind of draw out the clock and win this one, man.
All right, guys, I'm going to give every single team in the league a lesson on how to retake this bomb site. As long as you know they're not on the bomb, like really close to the bomb.
Okay, go ahead.
You get a guy on top of your tower in your spawn, the one everyone likes to play, where number 1 is.
Yep.
Okay, and then you send everybody else to the bomb site.
Yeah.
Why?
Hop it, and then
hop it
frame.
and just stare in front. Because why? The guy that's holding the fucking thing can call the immediate cross from mid, so you don't need to fucking flank. You don't need to clear out your building. You don't need to do anything. You literally just go to the bomb and stare over your teammates and get on it. You literally don't have, so pinching it, useless. Fucking clearing out mid, useless. Literally just run up to the fucking site. As long as they're not actually physically right on the site, there's zero way that they can actually kill you off the site without exposing themselves to your entire team if you're there.
They can't come out of bottom middle because Top Broken's gonna see him. You can't flank or do anything because Top Broken has everything. And if anybody tries to chow the site and kill him all bomb, you're holding L triggers.
You're literally all in one. It's a fucking. It's literally a lane. Like the only place you can see the bomb from is a lane.
Hey, Chris, you know how people retake this B bomb site? Exactly what you just said. Just on the other side, they just hop it. Every time the team retakes this site, they just fucking hop. And this is another round for Paris. A 4v4 situation. Bomb goes down. And they just get picked. I just don't like the post-plant spots. Tom's going to get taken out in the side. He's just exposed. And then Johnny's pushed up by himself. He has nobody at all looking over him. He goes down. Next up is Jimbo. It's fucking 1 by 1 here. And then Donnie's left with a snipe. They end up going down 0-3. And it's frustrating, right? Because then Paris end up bringing it back. They end up winning 1 round at a time. They slowly start to bring it back. They start draining out some of these first bloods. They start working some of these plants. They start playing. Don wants us to skip it. I mean, Don doesn't even want us to watch, but Don, just right here, I mean, we could skip it to the end. And we'll go over to the 4-4 round.
He said, I watched Flank with sniper pistol. Bro, I thought he was talking. I don't know why, but I read that as like him watching in real life, bro. I thought he was saying like,
I'm watching the Flank with a sniper. Was that the round that Tom clutched?
Which one? Tom clutched in the 2-4 round.
2-4 round. Yeah, he had a crazy nade from middle, and then
we can actually we can give Tom some love here. So Tom, it's a 2v2 situation here. I don't know how Tom even got this grenade off. He just kind of horked it from mid.
That's in CS grenades, man. Like,
yeah, no, really, and Tom's good as fuck at CS. I don't know, for those of you who don't know, Tom Gravity's actually a very good CSGO player. He's played a lot when he was younger. But he ends up throwing a Kobe from mid-map, kills him off the bomb, and then he ends up winning a big one-on-1 too. Takes him out. Good plays coming out of Tom. They end up going up 3-4. Florida, they start bringing it back. Get into the next round. This is where
How
Paris
is he 2
retake.
and 14 in his ones when he's doing that?
I don't know. Good plays, though, out of Tom, because that was the one that he did not lose. And then look at the 4-4 round. Such a big round here. But just look at the post plan from Paris. It's just terrible. Like, look how separated they are. Like, I feel like there's no crossfires. There's, like, nothing going on. First of all, Jimbo's lucky to even be alive because Skies was putting bullets into him when he was planning. So he goes down as soon as the bomb goes down. But number 2, look at this. He just gets caught with his pants down. It's going to be Big Wake who turns the corner, shoots him in the back. Tom's all alone in the field just trying to stay alive. He gets 1, but he gets traded out and 2 real. He ends up taking a long run, takes out Donnie mid-map. It all falls apart for Paris. And then we go into the last round. This is where Big Wake was just able to make a play, man. Able to find a couple kills in this one. You can kind of see Florida. They were kind of bouncing around. They didn't know where to go. And then once they get to that A site, it was Johnny who opens things up with a blood. He ends up stunning himself. He tries to throw a stun through that bitch. He ends up going down 3v3 situation. Jimbo with the grenade, he ends up nading the fucking wall. So it's just really trolly, man. It's just really trolly. I mean, Johnny's stunning himself. Jimbo's nading the wall. And then Big Wake makes a play through top mid. He goes by the middle. He ends up taking out 1. Skies is just, they're playing post plants now. It all comes down to Mr. Donnie Tamp. Big Wake cleans it up with a big 2-piece. And Donnie, man.
But look how they're like even trying to retake the site. Like, it's just like, why are you mid building? Like, just go support whoever's holding the train and just run at the site. Like, people who was it? Was it Ben that pointed it out on the other site? They do it. They do it all the time. That's what teams do.
They are stunning and nading themselves, bro.
Just run the fucking site. It's an isolated lane.
They're beating themselves, bro.
It's an isolated
They're not ready
lane,
for
man.
that. They're not ready for that, bro. They are stunning and nading themselves.
I want to put one final thought out there. We did a lot of roasting of Florida, like over the course of watching this series.
Deserved, by the way.
They actually, if their next match is going to be against Thieves, I'm pretty sure if they win that, they're in winners bracket. So all things considered, like,
you think they're beating Thieves?
I was saying if they beat Thieves.
Florida comes out sometimes. They just look like the best team ever.
Winners without being
Wait,
Thieves,
who's their group?
They have talent. They have talent.
Who's like, how the fuck are they almost in winners bracket? I feel like they've no bullshit. At least to me, it's like I'm not remembering.
Right?
They lost to London. They beat Minnesota.
Yeah. They beat Minnesota in the grudge match.
They beat Paris. So
wait, they're like group, not group, but they're like matches have been fucking like free.
No, they wait, hold on. They played New York and London in this.
They lost to you. Well, they lost. Well, yeah, but they lost to those 2. But like I'm talking about the matches they've won. Like Minnesota haven't looked great this stage, and then they played Paris.
Yeah, they barely beat Paris, by the way.
And they barely won.
I think
like they might be
the Rokkr
they
one,
might be in winners, but what? I'm like,
they're still the guys. They're still figuring out the new squad. My point here is that, like, if they beat Thieves tomorrow, I think we're speaking not majorly different on this team, because I'm still like dice roll Florida, but they would be in winners, and like the perception around this team and their chances for making champs definitely go up.
If they make winners,
for
bro,
sure.
They just make the day 1 of the major worse for me. Is that fucked up to say?
It might be.
It is a little messed up. It might be a
little
fucked up.
But Pat, it wouldn't be the first time you said something a little fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It wouldn't be the first time.
But I mean, dude, I agree. I'd much rather see Thieves like playing a team than
for sure. Thieves are also
or Rokkr. You know.
Well, speaking of Rokkr, let's talk about the next series here.
Yep.
Seattle versus Minnesota, 2 teams that haven't been in the best of form.
Nope.
Curious what you guys think about the vetoes here.
Yeah, we got a Bouquet, Hardpoint, Desert, Siege, S&D, Tuscan Control, Berlin, Hardpoint, Tuscan, Search and Destroy, Minnesota Rokkr going up against the Seattle Surge. I personally had Minnesota in this one today. Ben, you had Minnesota too, right? In the predictions?
Yeah.
Because we actually do breaking point predictions every morning. We get a DM from Easy Mac. And we be doing predictions in the morning. And I don't know why. I just had a weird feeling. I feel like Minnesota needs W's right now. They need to get these wins. And I felt like they were going to clutch up today. And that's what they ended up doing. Any thoughts on the vetoes as we get into the map number 1?
I had some concerns with the vetoes before, but I mean, Ben had a conversation off stream which put him to rest. I think the vetoes were overall probably the best chances Minnesota could have had to win the series. I mean, they did, but like I think the vetoes they did well with the vetoes.
It's a bad hardpoint matchup against Seattle. Like,
yeah,
you cut it. And it's crazy that they won this map. But
but that's what I'm saying. They had the best chance with the way they vetoed.
And I would say thank God, right? Because the last time we talked about this Rokkr team, they had probably one of the worst set of vetoes I've ever seen in a very long time. So
yeah, you were not happy, Pat.
Yeah, so at least this matchup, you know, they did solid for what they had to do. It was a tough matchup for them veto-wise, but at least wasn't too bad.
And then we could get into it, the boat cage a little bit. It was a pretty back and forth map, to be honest. Pred continues to be the superstar for his team. He continues to be that guy for Seattle, just always in your face, always switching lanes. Standy had a really rough day today, man. Just an off one for him. I wasn't
Absolutely got carried.
He got carried. He got carried to the W today, Mr. Eli. You gotta feel good.
Eli dropped a 40, no cap.
Yeah.
That was a strong
It's gotta be up there. It's gotta be up there.
Negative 41.
Bro, is that the most deaths we've ever seen in a series? 115?
I don't know. I like that he's not slowing down though.
It's got to be up there, but
I like that, Chris.
I
You
think
getting shit on?
Wait, no, 100%. Eli is committed, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
committed. Hey,
he
there's
will
nothing
do
worse than a
whatever it
player getting
takes.
shit on, and all of a sudden this guy just doesn't make a play. Guy just starts sitting in corners, doesn't move, just trying to play his KD. This guy Eli don't give a fuck. He's like, listen, man, I'm just gonna keep the gas pedal down and keep dying. And we could kind of go into it a little bit. I do want to go into the listenings because I thought both of these teams came out with so much energy.
Yeah.
So I want to tune in and get you guys' thoughts. Let's start first with the Seattle Surge. Let's see how they were coming.
One shot, single hop. Nerd. There's two on me in mid. Stay left. I'm trying to step. I'm needing top on. Wait, T1, T2. Mid, Dylan tractor. He's in tractor at one time, okay?
Hey, stay left.
One is tractor, Dylan.
Hey, I'm looking for him.
Okay.
T3. He's
Back
barn, T3.
Back door, barn, one shot.
Back barn and dub.
Yeah, back door, barn, one shot.
He's tractor again.
Okay.
Everyone slow down. Tool's dead. That's one. I don't see tractor. I jumped out mid. I'm nading tractor.
I got the guy.
Tractor down.
Last time, I have spawners.
Front door, dub, Standy. One shot.
Can you get him?
Nice. I got him. Stay left.
I have 10, they're going back barn.
I'm sliding across mid.
Trips, one shot.
Hut Dylan, he's going up the street.
One shot, go top stairs maybe, at one time.
I have right.
Okay.
One could get low left.
I have the right.
I'll play low left. One's front time.
Okay. I'm playing tower.
Yeah. I'm on new time. Go tools, man.
I'll look your front, bro.
They could go tools. I'm holding bottom mouse.
I have front.
Big hold here, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, tools on me. Tools. Can they go tunnel? You can go A player low. I can't see.
Good comms coming in from the Seattle boys. Now let's tune into the Minnesota Rokkr because these guys were absolutely fucking twisted. Let's tune in and see how they sound.
I'm going. Time. Close. I'll get your mid. I have your mid. I have all your mid, bro. Getting your tower, guys. They can't take left. Mid street and then tower. Mid street and tower. I have bottom.
Some of the coaches.
Watch out. Absolute time. He's one tunnel.
That's stream in the background.
Yep, tunnel. He was big time. One more. Ramp. I'm over. They hit time. Ramp time. Yeah, I'll pick up left. They bought out then. Nice. One shot on time, Nathan. He's weak as fuck. Head bottom house. He's weak as fuck. Bottom house. Maybe out. Mac went front door, I think. Yeah, they could be taking left out. Left. Yeah, I can help you there. They're gonna spawn cube. I'll give up there. One's P2. We got sick P2 and we're looking for a play. Go my stables. Probably house somewhere. You guys probably run time. Yeah, stables. Get out of time. Kill it on time. I send him low barn. Low barn in mid-street. Low barn in stables. Done. I got one left. I have to reload. Low barn in mid-street. I can see low barn. There, guys. I'm out there. Nice. We flip. Yep, I have top house. I got nade. I got to get out of time. I'm one shot. I can see mid-street. Make him out time. Do left, guys. He's low house. Bottom house. Okay, back street. One shot. He's gonna get time white. Yep. Deep breath. Keep time white. I'm making out left. Many time. I'll get there. All day. Really weak. Go there. All day ledge. They can be stable. I'm looking stables. There's two on me. There's two. Run away. Have help. He's flying at you.
Alright, we're gonna pause it there. It's a long ass fucking listening. Jesus Christ. But what were you saying? The coach was screaming, Ben? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah. Someone.
Was that the coach?
I think it was Havoc coming through someone else's mic.
Yeah, it was loud enough that it must have gotten picked up. It sounded
because that voice was definitely not Brian Saint or Dan.
Interesting. I don't know.
It's just been a while since I heard those guys talk.
I don't know. When they're screaming, I don't know. I can't really tell who's screaming. I can't tell who it is, but they came out with a lot of energy, clearly. And this one goes all the way down to the wire. I mean, look how close this is. And it's Seattle that gets here first, but they end up getting broken. Somehow, Minnesota is able to force themselves through the front of this hard point, or excuse me, they hold the spawns, right? They were here. They had the spawns. It was Seattle who got there, and then Minnesota was able to break through those back spawns. It starts a P-Dog. He's going to try and throw a grenade. He goes down. Pred wins a big one-on-one in Tool, but it was Havoc who finds 3 kills in the hard point to break on in, and then Seattle, right? Just very back and forth. I mean, there's really not much to analyze here other than what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Chris, why the face? Chris, why the face, man?
I'm looking at the stats and I'm really watching Pred and Havoc 1v1. Bro, I'm not trolling. I can't be the only one that thinks like this. I'm telling you, the score lines of this series look like a fucking like a
Wild.
skill-based matchmaking pub. Like where you just get into a lobby of pubs and you're just frying, and then there's one other guy on the other team that's frying, and everyone else is a bot. Like, and I'm just looking at the score line. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Speaking of what the
This
fuck,
is a pro
Tom,
match?
Tom, go back to the celebrations. You and I laughed at the same time. Go back to the celebrations after the map and go look what Havoc does.
Yeah, he gets really, really hyped here, guys. I mean, Cole. I mean, the whole day, even when they won the series, he was all hyped up. And listen, I think I think it's a good thing for these guys, man. To bring Cole into the team, he brings that energy to them. He gets them on the same page, and he was the one that led the way. He was 46 and 34. He ends up popping a big 3-piece at the end of that one to end up winning the game. So big plays out of him. Pred 46 and 36. Everybody else trying to pull their weight, but it was definitely a Pred versus Havoc show.
Well, in terms of the kills, the Priesta and Lamar were both the damage dealers with the ARs. Like, they might not have been getting all the kills, but they were definitely putting shots on people. The funniest thing is just like after the map, Eli takes his headset off. He's just like,
yeah, he's losing. Bro,
yo,
Eli,
he was stressing.
Eli was stressing a little bit.
Stressing.
Bro, and then we get into the Desert Siege S&D, and look at how P-Dog was able to win this first round here. I mean, this is fucking insane. Just another round where somebody just dies at the speed of light. Maybe a little bit of luck, maybe not, but P-Dog. I mean, this is just typical P-Dog clutching up. A big 2-piece there. Both Seattle guys died. I literally at the speed of light. You can see them laughing about it.
The headshot collateral, man.
Yeah.
Headshot collateral.
He literally, like, if you actually look at the replay, look, he hits every single headshot. Every bullet just hits the head. So really good shots coming out of P-Dog there.
This is one of the best series that Preston's played in the last couple of matches. I know he didn't end up with a positive KD, but he was basically even. I think had the most damage on his team overall. So like this team, when Preston plays at that level, man, like they are pretty dangerous.
I like P-Dog on an AR, man. I do like him on the AR. I feel like he's kind of he fits into that role now. I feel like I see him more as an AR than I do a sub. But you know, he could do whatever. I mean, the Priest is one of those players who it doesn't matter what gun you put in his hand, he's always gonna be a good teammate, always gonna make good plays on the map. He's gonna be unselfish, and he's gonna pick up kills and damage. So, good job coming out of P-Dog as we get into this one. The 0-2 round, Seattle just hold on defense here, nothing too crazy. 1-2, Lamar hits really nice shots here. Check out the shots coming out from Marmar here. First onto Standy with the clean beams, and then onto Attach. Doesn't miss a single bullet here. I mean, this is what Lamar does, man. He shoots absolute laser beams, so that's going to open up for Seattle. They're able to tie it up at 2. Get into the next round. This is where Standy was able to find a couple kills. Finally, right, Standy had a rough series, but he was able to make plays in this one. He finds a big kill in the middle of the map. We see a lot of people doing this, right? On the flank on Desert Siege, you have Attach look all the way in the back of the spawn. Guys literally camping back there, so good plays coming out of Dylan. But Minnesota, they started to run away with this one, man. And it starts right here on this 2-3 round. It was a big retake coming in from them. Standy with 1, Pred with 1. He trades it out, right? 3v3 situation, but Standy just goes rogue. He finds 2 kills. He jumps out, baits. Havoc picks up the trade. And then it all comes down to Mr. Dante with that sniper rifle. Just a really good retake coming out of the Minnesota boys, so they're able to keep that one going. And then after this, this is pretty much where Minnesota just win it. That was a big round for them. Pretty comfortable after that. They work trades onto the B bomb site here. They pretty much just work B to get this kill here. Pred, he's by himself. Good shots coming out of P-Dog. 2v1 situation. Minnesota, they start rolling away with this one. Any final thoughts on the second map? Any final thoughts at all?
Not for me, but I just continue to be not let down because I knew, but like I'm not impressed by Seattle. So I obviously didn't mention it, but the map one, that was their 5th hardpoint loss in a row now. In Major 4. And today even today they had 6 of the 9 first bloods in this search. Still kind of, I mean, that 6-3 is a pretty dominant win. In my opinion, especially when you're getting that many first bloods. Yeah, and then I kind of wanted to briefly mention, just today in this series alone, like Sib and Pred played phenomenal, right? Like this whole series, they played phenomenal, start to finish. And I've been wanting to talk about this whole time. When those guys do that, they win the series outright, no question. Well, this was a series where they went a combined plus 60. I don't even know if we've ever seen that from a duo in Vanguard. Like they literally went plus 60 while neither of their teammates were even positive. Obviously Mac had a rough day, but they lost. And so like their win condition to me is kind of eroded, and they're struggling to, I mean, they went map 5, but like struggling against a team like Rokkr. I mean, we talked about Rokkr, they're up and down, they can be good, they can be bad, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Here's
what does that make them now, Ben? 1-4?
They're like 1-3, I think, so far.
So
They play.
guaranteed losers almost.
I know your win condition was always them two playing well, but that's never what it's been for me. I think it's always been Mac, dude. I think when Mac plays good and on land, whenever they're doing good at events or even like beating these teams, he's playing good. Whenever
They've lost series when he's fried. They've lost.
Yeah, but
I mean, well, obviously, it's never as black and white as like this guy
Yeah.
plays good win, but like it's like he's always the outlier, and it's always in their online matches. If he's more prone to just underperforming in all of their online matches than anyone on this roster, and it's not even fucking close. It's not that he's bad. I just think
I think
just
Mac
think
obviously hasn't played well the last couple of matches. I think a bigger thing that this team is trying to navigate, and this is like a real thing, and I think you guys can all speak to it, but I'm sure Pat will deny it's a thing. It's all good. Bro, you have 3 players that are very young and won their first lane.
Nah, I knew you were gonna say it.
Yeah.
No.
And bro, like, you don't think that they're still trying to figure out how to keep that like momentum going, like not be complacent with the fact that you won, and like again, don't do the fucking victory lap.
I hope not. They're literally fucking rookies, basically.
No, they have Lamar on their team. There's no way
There's
that's
no
Well,
way.
you know,
question.
but cool. But you know, Lamar's not being complacent. But at the end of the day, like Lamar can't, help them with all the other stuff. That's the thing that they're fighting against here. And look, like, they're not totally out of winners bracket. Like they beat Faze tomorrow, depending on how tiebreakers break. I think they still have a chance to get in either 6th, 7th, or 8th seed for winners. But like, yeah, to me, that was always my big question for Seattle after a major 3 win. Can they like carry that momentum and be the first team to win the back-to-backers and not get complacent and really fade here at the end of the season?
I just don't think this is complacency. Like I had mentioned, this was kind of the same thing for me that I mentioned with LAG, not to the extreme, but like, dude, I just don't think, outside of that weekend, Seattle would have won that event. Like they just massively overperformed, in my opinion, in that like few weeks span. They were not that good of a team going into it.
I disagree with that. They played. They had a
But when you looked at their matches, they were not that good of a team. Like they were barely winning series,
but I'll tell you,
losing.
They only played one bad match the entire major 3 cycle. Was the first match they played against Toronto, and every other match they fried. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with you.
They had an easier schedule, 1, but 2, like I said, outside of those few weeks and that weekend, they were just not the same team. They had a hot streak, like, and we've talked about it in Vanguard. Some teams just get hot, but like if you look at the consistency of the whole year, that team was just hot for a couple weeks, and that was never a consistent thing. Like we've looked at their chart of not only their placings but their matches, their win-loss. Like they are a massively inconsistent team.
Well, if you want to talk about inconsistent,
Yeah,
let's
you
talk
say that
about this.
about a lot of
Let's talk
people.
about this round, Tom.
Yeah,
this 3rd round.
Yeah, I mean, you can see
That
how
was
Seattle.
a horrible transition, Ben.
That's a good transition.
You're better than that.
I mean, this is where Seattle, they end up working a pinch on the B side and they win in offense. Minnesota was able to bring this all the way to an overtime, and it kind of starts here. They were actually able to burn the streak too from Seattle, which is a really big play. But they just kind of stacked up to this
another
point.
streak, right? Like
They had another streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seattle had 2 streaks. I think it was Pred with 1 and Dante with the other. Dante completely whiffed his streak too. He just missed the guy. He literally just missed the player. Which you don't see very often with a streak, but and we could kind of see how Minnesota was able to bring this into an overtime, but it was Seattle who was able to win the defense in the overtime. It was pretty comfortable for Seattle. So Minnesota, they were able to clutch up, bring it to an overtime, but to be honest with you, man, it was just another typical Tuscan control. And Seattle was just able to close it out on the defense. So good plays coming out of them.
And Seattle absolutely bodied them on map 4. Once again, Minnesota real struggles in Berlin. Like
I mean, I just want to talk about the scoreboard real quick. This guy Dante's 45 and 22. I was talking about this guy yesterday with Don on stream. I think this guy's really good, man. I think if this guy can get on a level where he's just consistently doing this every single match, I could see this guy being top 3 in the game. Seriously, with the talent that he brings to the
he was
table.
there, like at the Kickoff Classic, people were playing there. I know he
No,
faded a
He's
little
great.
in the middle and then came back up around Major 3. I agree. You know, this is his first like full season at the pro level. A lot of learning lessons, but this guy definitely has a slaying ability.
What I tell you, man, every scoreboard of these respawns, it looks like 2 people are 1v1ing.
Yeah,
I'm,
seriously.
I'm gonna say it again, man. What the fuck are these stats, dude?
And then we get into the hard point, right? But Seattle come out and just wipe Minnesota here. Not much to analyze other than the fact that Pred and Dante again, right? Pat, you've talked about it, just having their superstar series. They come out, they take care of business, and Lamar was just sitting in hills. This guy had 3 minutes of hill time.
Yeah.
You know, I wanna make a point about Pred. I heard a lot of bullshit from the community when he first like joined this roster of like when the game first came out. All Pred does is flank, like this and that. If you watch him play, like he's actually starting to become very similar to like Simp. He's got a lot of switch up in his play style. Knows when to play corners a lot more now. Like he's definitely matured as a player as the season went on. And I think he's been a key part of their success here late in the season.
You see him as Simp. I see him more like a BZ because every time I swear, bro.
Yeah,
I
see him more like a BZ too.
Yeah, I was saying it when I was watching Seattle win the major. I was like, bro, it's not like a bad thing, right? I wasn't saying it in a condescending way. I'm like, dude, Pred is literally just chasing the dots. Like he sees a dot, he's running at it and killing it. Like that's how I felt like he's been playing, and it's been working out for him.
Well, what I'll say is definitely
his character. He plays like his like he looks IRL is how his character looks in game.
What I would say, Tom, is
Giga Chad.
If you watch a lot of his VOD, yes, like in the aggressive situations, he's a lot like Tyler and he's pushing out a lot. I will say when the stuff is a little bit slower, earlier on this season, he definitely was trying to hit routes a little bit too much and be too active. I've noticed now recently that he's doing a really good job of knowing when to play corners and kind of let the game come to him and then push out those cuts. Like that is a huge progression, especially for rookies in the league.
And somebody in the chat said, okay, 2 seconds, but I mean, Lamar's has 3 minutes, so he's holding it down for the whole team, brother. You know what I'm saying? But
that was a funny. Okay.
Well, I was just saying, on the flip side, though, like, bro, this is my problem with Rokkr. They cannot win 2 hard points in a series, and they can't win a control. So is their win condition just go game 5 every series? Like, you can't qualify with. I mean, I guess a miracle could happen. We've seen it in Vanguard. But, dude, you can't qualify for champs with that mentality. Like, their vetoes suck because they're only good at possibly 1 map in a series in a respawn hardpoint, and they cannot win a control. They're horrible at that game 3 mode. So it's like, and we've talked about this, Tom, and I brought this out before. It's like the way they play S&D is so much more, effective online than it is on LAN, right? Like that style of search kind of gets picked apart on LAN sometimes because players are playing to counter that style, that just reckless aggression, random playmaking. It doesn't work as well on local area.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, what did the Rokkr kind of do here? Because I had no confidence in this team winning a series. It's not game 5.
They go back to the drawing board, try and figure it out.
They were kind of 3-0ing teams during Major 3 when they went on that hot run, and then obviously they had a stinker at the Major. And then since then, I agree with you. Like, again, it's back towards what we've seen from Minnesota now for like 2 years. It's the respawn is 50-50. They're not the type of team that's going to win 3 in a series. And yeah, like they're going to have to grind out some of these matches if they can't really figure out how to dominate people off the stretch and respawn.
Maybe a little bit of a misplay here in the S&D. I mean, I don't know how whoever planted it, they just couldn't get eyes on it from top fire. So really good ninja defuse for Mac to just hop on the
who did plant that bomb? Let's go back.
It looks like number 7 planted the bomb, so it was Havoc who got it down. He planted it on the back side of the bomb, and it's weird because people play post plants here. And I also thought it was weird that he just sat behind the bomb after it went down instead of just like sliding to the corner and just staying alive. But he ends up getting picked, and Seattle, they make a good play.
I feel like he planted there because he was super worried about middle, but they had a guy top fire. That's
looking over, yeah.
They had a guy looking. I mean, I don't know. That was a weird play. Very weird play. Seattle were able to tie it up at 2, but it wasn't until the very end. I mean, it was very back and forth. We can kind of go to the mid game here. This is kind of where Pred really started to kick up. Pred had a really big round here in the 3-3. You could kind of just see how he was able to do it. Starts with Standy. He's able to find a big first blood. Insane snipe coming out of Dante. Love to see him with the snipe. But look at Pred getting aggro, man, making plays. He's going to find one, top church. He's going to dip on out. And then he's going to pick up another 2-piece here on the flank. So big plays coming out of Pred. He had 2 big flanks, actually. He had one in the 3v3 in the 3v3 round. And check this one on the 2-2 round. He was just finding good timings here. He kept finding good timings on a map. And that's just what he does, man. He just gets really aggressive. And right here, the casters are saying that Jay was saying that Dylan was calling him out behind him. But I don't think Dill had any idea that he was there. I mean, Dill was looking the opposite way. And Pred, he ends up... Look how fast he killed Standy. Look how fast he killed him there. Just another 3-piece coming out of Mr. Pred. So he was just playing a phenomenal in this S&D. But this one goes all the way down to the wire. And this 4-4 round was big. This is just such a big retake for Minnesota. We could kind of look at Seattle's setup and kind of see where they went wrong here. But Minnesota did have the numbers. They were able to find one. They pick accuracy. They pick Lamar, who was top fire. So they make it a 4v3 situation. Seattle get the bomb down, and I like how Minnesota retakes this. They have one guy slow playing their side. The other 2 go play mid, and somebody's just picking up the late flank. You see Standy. Pred was hitting that route all day, right? So Standy maybe adapting a little bit, catching Pred, slipping. Minnesota, they go up 4-5. And then in this last round, look at the plays that Attach makes. First, Minnesota, they're going to slow play it, try and work for a pick. They're kind of just waiting P5, maybe seeing if anybody's going to overextend or if they can catch anybody slipping. They already found one. That was onto Dante, so a 4v3 situation. And then they're just going to hit it. They're going to go for it. I'm not sure what Preston was doing there. He tried to kind of make a solo play and go mid-map, but he gets taken out. Standy with a really big win. He got shit on today, but he was making big plays every once in a while.
With the pistol, too.
Yeah, with the pistol. He had a rough one today, but Standy still being impactful, right? Still finding ways to get the dub. And Dylan, man, such a good play. Look at the way Dylan plays this. He angles himself where the guy ramp can't rush him without Dylan seeing him, and he's also preing top green. Preeming it, so Lamar just can't shoot him off the bomb. There's only 3 seconds.
That's actually kind of wild that Minnesota won this round.
Yeah, I don't know how they won it. And then Havoc staying back, Havoc staying down on bomb.
Lamar flew out the fucking door. He didn't take his time to peek it.
Yeah,
well, he was dead anyway the minute that he got close.
No, but he could have played for
gunfight.
Played for a guy looking over him. Bro, he just flew out the fucking door.
Yeah,
I think he tried to kill him off.
You might have got the back call from Mac.
No, I got it.
An odd situation.
It's so uncharacteristic.
I know what he was
Lamar's
thinking.
playstyle.
Yeah, it is uncharacteristic.
That's why I was like, wait a minute, whose error was that?
The thing is, though, that was still a desperate play because they still had a chance to win the round if the bomb got down, and that's kind of how Lamar plays. He takes those patient kind of those angles. If who cares if they get the bomb down in 3 seconds if I can win the round in a clutch.
Yeah. I thought he was just gonna maybe play the gunfight there, but Dylan just makes a really good play. He takes down Lamar, 2v1 situation. This one's all over, obviously. Any final thoughts on the series, man? Any final thoughts on the day before we hop in and take a look at the standings?
And Faze have a huge match. We'll get to the predictions, but that match now is massive. And for Minnesota, they're obviously staying alive. LAG's only 5 points ahead of them. Who does Minnesota play next? They play Paris Legion tomorrow. So may end up being a good weekend for Minnesota here.
Yeah,
bro, but hold on. I got a question. But why'd you say Seattle and Faze have a big match?
Because neither of them want to be in losers bracket.
Faze 3-0, baby. Faze 3-0. Not a big match. It's a quick dub for the Faze squad. Sending Seattle to losers major 4.
We'll see, because Faze is another one, man, where
revenge.
I feel like Faze needs to start cleaning it up, too. They're making too many mistakes that they don't usually make. So they're another team that are going to have to... They're one in the standings, but if they're going to want to win events and stuff, they're gonna have to try and fix some of the little stuff, the little mistakes they're making. But I have full confidence in them.
Horrible day, by the way. So according to Easy Max, we're in winners either way. So I guess there's that. Horrible day for New York, actually, if you look at it. Both Minnesota and Florida now
got
getting
the
a little bit.
dubs.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we knew that, though. We knew Florida was going to play Paris and probably get the dub versus them. Granted, it was very close. Rokkr was kind of a tough one, right? They needed Rokkr to lose. And Rokkr being on the cusp is one of the main reasons why I had them clutching up. I just thought they were going to have more grit today. Nicky D, Nicola, classic, right? He's always saying you got to play with more grit, got to have that grit. Sometimes when teams are kind of on the cusp and they really need it, Surge, right, is just chilling in top 4. I just thought Minnesota they were going to come out and play like it was their fucking COD champs. And you could kind of hear it in their listening, right? Just how aggressive they were.
It was definitely a must-win match for them. Well, I can't speak English right now.
Yeah, the standings are close, man. Standings are really close. It's crazy to me how New York got up there so fast. Just winning match after match after match. So good job coming out of New York, guys. Attach had a cool interview if you guys want to check it out, but we've had a long show, so let's hop in and take a look at the matches tomorrow. We have 4 matches tomorrow: Paris versus Minnesota, Boston versus Ultra, LA Thieves versus Florida, and Surge versus Atlanta Faze. I'm just gonna fire it off. I'm gonna go Minnesota over Paris. I'm gonna go Boston over Toronto. I think Boston's been playing great. I'm going to go LA Thieves over the Florida Mutineers. I think Kenny and the boys are going to come out swinging. And then I got Atlanta Faze going up against Seattle. I'm going to have Faze. I feel like Faze, they've been kind of mind-fucked against Seattle, right? That's kind of been like their kryptonite for the year, right? Like, I feel like Seattle's had their number all year. So, Faze is going to have to turn it around, man. If anything, man, they're just going to have to, you know, this is a match for them where I feel like they're going to have to try and get their confidence back against this team. So we'll see how that one goes. Obviously, Seattle's a good matchup for them. But who do you guys got, man?
Who wants to go first?
Well, yeah, we'll start with Pat, and we'll work our way down.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Paris Legion. I still got faith. It's the last online match for them.
Interesting.
And Donnie's kind of seeing what they're about, and they're getting closer and closer and closer. I think they get a dub here, Tom. I think they do. I think
it, Pat. I like
really,
it, man.
They played. He wanted to play spoiler, and I think the Rokkr is the final opportunity to play spoiler. Other than that, I got Ultra, Thieves, and then Faze.
I like it, man. What about you, Chris?
I got Minnesota. I got Boston. Boston's look good.
Yeah.
I got Thieves, and I got Faze.
Mr. Benjay Nassim, who do you got?
I got Minnesota in the first series. Second series is definitely kind of a toss-up. Like I just have no I have no idea what's
hard, man. It's hard. Welcome back to the predictions, Ben.
I think Toronto's the better team. I'm gonna go with Boston just based on form right now. I got Thieves in the next match. Thieves have looked good as of late. And I kind of agree with the group. I would be very curious if FaZe kind of goes the Berlin route in this series and takes a lot of the Tuscan out, because they've really struggled against Seattle in the Tuscan. If they can kind of execute that game plan and play well in Berlin, I have confidence that FaZe can maybe get this done in 3 or 4, but I think there's going to be a really five mapper that FaZe is going to take on the last map.
Someone in the chat said that Paris Rokkr is a bounty match. Is that true?
Is it? Paris Rokkr is it doesn't say here whether or not it's a bounty match.
It is a bounty match.
Oh wow, okay. So Paris could be called out crazy.
Yeah, that's an extra 2K on their
they need that
2K on their salary. Yeah.
Nah,
they're coming for that cash.
I don't think it works like that. I mean, 10K between 4, it's 2,500 tax on top of that.
2K on their salary.
2K,
1,500, something like that.
1,500.
So
2K,
Don's about his paper, man.
Yeah, Don wants that shit. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be going for that. So we got a lot of matches tomorrow. 4 matches tomorrow. So we're gonna be doing that. And Ben, they're calling for it. Ben, they're fucking calling for it, baby. Go grab it. Go fucking grab it, ladies and gentlemen. How long has it been since we had a Benjay Nassim punt to end the show?
The last one we saw, Tom, he was wide left.
No way. Was he wide left last time?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. We're going to go full screen with Mr. Benjay Nassim here and see what this guy can do. I want you guys to get those channel point predictions in the chat. Do you guys think Benjay Nassim can do it? Let me see what you guys got, man. Get those polls up. Pat, what are you calling Chris? You think he's missing it or hitting it?
I think he's hitting it, bro. On his
wait, it's black screen. It's black screen.
No, I did it. I was just making sure.
I think he makes it on his return.
All right, let's see what Benjay Nassim can do. We're back, Chris. What do you got?
He's got it.
You think he's got it? I think he's going wide left, bro. On his day back, I think he's going wide left, man.
Not on his day back.
He's stepping up to the plate, Mr. Benjay Nassim. He's got his slippers on. They probably smell like dirt shit. He's gonna go and he makes a phenomenal shot going out of Mr. Benjay Nassim on his debut back to the flank. Make some noise. Let's get a win in the
first putt on the show.
Man,
never doubted you.
Ben, how does it feel, bro? How does it feel?
I've improved my putting as of late, so I was happy that I hit that putt. that being said, I just remembered that I have a super early tea time tomorrow, so I'm gonna be totally chalked tomorrow. Sorry.
Damn, you're gonna be chalked tomorrow, Ben? Hey, no
No,
problem,
no.
man.
We'll get the energy
Hey,
back.
you'll
but-
make it. You'll make it work, Ben. You'll make it
No,
work, man.
5 a.m.
You know what I'm saying? Keep us updated on how that goes. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites that we're on, and go follow @theflank on Twitter. Gert's doing a phenomenal job running socials, so make sure to go show him some love. Take care, brush your hair, and we'll see you guys tomorrow next time on The Flank, man. Peace out.